and then suddenly, welcome! It's like, no!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of used to permadeath, so I know that when he asks questions like, do you have birds in the UK?
Yeah, I'm
I should
probably
start
recording.
I should
Yeah.
start getting ready for
Yeah.
podcast.
Welcome to the Permadeath podcast, everybody. This is episode 14. Last week was 13. I can't believe I can say that now. I can say that last week was episode 13.
Was your
Do you
second
think we can
episode not
do-
a week later?
What?
Was your second episode not a week later
Well,
than the
No.
first?
it's been so long since I can say such a thing.
Oh,
That
okay.
it feels good to be able to say. I guess I can say it again. It feels good to be able to say that again. That we were able to keep such a.
Are we actually recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to start my Audacity recording now. Here we go.
Can we not just start clean?
So how has everybody's week been?
I've had a good week. Me and Kinross played a bunch of Smash. We invited Bill. Bill didn't show up.
Show up.
That was a very angry evening.
Wait.
Did we
got
play it? And I just blanked the entire evening.
Kinross was trying to do one of the challenges on home run contest, and he hates home run contest.
I hate the what is that area called? The stadium. I hate the stadium in general. I hate Target Blast. I hate the home run contest. I'm sure that there's something else. Actually, the multi-man smash is quite nice because you just Donkey Kong, you slap the ground and everything dies.
Yeah, that's been the same since like Melee, hasn't it? Like you just smack the ground as DK.
Yeah. But you had to get between 500 and 505 meters in home run smash with Rob, and yeah.
And we did not have fun.
No. And then when I left, I was getting constantly 490, 496, to the point where I could actually tell halfway through the flight whether it was going to reach it or not. And then the 4 shots in a row, I was in the 550, 570 mark, which was infuriating because that's too good.
Yeah. It took me a while to do it, but when I did it, I was like, okay, Smash is over for me now. I'm done with Smash.
Yeah.
No, it's been a good week, as you were asking with your original question. How was your week, Bill?
I think it was pretty good. I'm trying to remember.
I played Hyrule Warriors.
What this week?
Do you know what else you didn't do this week, Bill?
What?
Actually, I was about to say, you didn't play Destiny with me, but you played with me for like 30 seconds yesterday to test whether I had a problem with PSN or not.
I came to the rescue. This week was pretty good. I played Hyrule Warriors. I played the second episode of the Game of Thrones game.
Oh, is that out yet?
Yeah.
Came out Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
I only finished episode 1 today, so...
Episode 2 is really great. I can say that much. They do change. You're going to notice something when you boot up episode 2, but they... I don't know if it's like to compensate for the fact that their art style never fits any fucking thing that, like, usually... It looked well for Walking Dead, and Wolf Among Us was already a comic, so it also was Walking Dead. So, I guess that's why that fit, too, but... Like,
and Tales of the Borderlands, it looks pretty much like that anyway. But I've been, like, as I'm watching it, because it's my first Telltale game, a Telltale, like, story game, and it just feels like a really badly done Skyward Sword in terms of the way the graphics are done. It's like, it turns into the Impressionist picture type thing far too close to the camera, where it was like a distance thing in Skyward Sword. It just looks like crap.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones game doesn't look that nice. In episode 1, that's where I'm going. In episode 2, they started to. I mean, it looks the same, like, at a glance. But a lot of the things, I guess, since their engine sucks the way it is, they decided to compensate for that by kind of like smudging some of the stuff to make it look like a painting, like it's made of pastels or like an.
But it already looks like that. It looks awful.
It looks they refined it in episode 2. I actually found myself like playing it and going like saying to the person I was playing it with like, oh wow, this actually looks better than the first episode because it's jarring because you do notice it right away because they show you the previously on. And then it goes to the first scene in the second episode, and it's like, oh, well, they smudged it a little bit and made it look a little bit more like a painting. So it looks a little bit better in some ways. You don't notice these shitty, jaggy edges of stuff when they're smudged.
They made it look worse to draw attention away from the fact that it looks bad.
They made it look worse to look better. It's really weird. But you'll see when you play it. But episode 2 is really good. The game itself's really good.
I'm still not convinced that I'm doing it right.
It's funny because after every episode I go to like NeoGAF or Reddit and like people are talking about the choices, like the format of the discussion is like list of choices, what did you do, and all these people are doing these things and I'm like, well, I never got a chance to do that, so what the fuck did I do wrong there? And I guess that's the way it is for all Telltale games. People are gonna have not vastly different, but they're gonna do things different, and then you feel
I feel like the problem with at least The Walking Dead is most of the time, I've not played the game, I've just watched a lot of people play the game. A lot of the time you take these like vastly different choices, but the ending's still the same.
Yeah.
I think that's been the general criticism of Telltale games, is it's not actually choice, it's just the illusion of a choice.
Yeah, because the ending of season 2 of The Walking Dead was different depending on what you did, but I feel like as soon as they do season 3, you know, whoever you're with is going to end up with the fate that they would have had you not chosen to save them or whatever, because, you know, that's how that game works. I'm trying to be as spoiler-free as possible, and it's really hard. But I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed with season 2 of The Walking Dead, to be honest.
I haven't beaten either season of The Walking Dead game. I should probably do that.
I would love to play it, but like I keep mentioning, my computer refuses to play nice, so...
I think that's one reason I liked Heavy Rain so much, is because you can really fuck up in Heavy Rain. And, like, really fuck up. And your game will not be the same. Probably as much as that game's story had some problems, I think the way that they did the branching storylines and the choices in that game probably the best I've seen.
It had about 7 endings, didn't it? Like something stupid.
A whole lot of combinations. I don't remember the number, but I know everybody who I know who played it had a different like path than I did. Like I know my dad had 2. Now this isn't, I mean, okay, I guess like, okay, you might be able to spoil a part of Heavy Rain, but there's so many ways your game could go that I'm just going to say a part of it. And if anyone gets mad at me, then whatever, you can just stop listening to the Permadeath podcast. But, not really, come back. We need you.
We need you for our millions of dollars.
Our listener retention isn't that high, so we're going to need you to stick around. But, there's a part in there where you can get arrested. Like you're running from the cops as Ethan Mars, and you could fuck up your escape and get caught. And my dad got caught. I remember I was sleeping at my cousin's house. I wasn't home, and my dad called me on the phone. He's like, "I got caught by the police." And I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." And then like, you know, we talked for a little bit, and then he hung up. And then he called me back later, screaming and cursing because he fucked up so bad that Ethan Mars hung himself in prison. So, and this was like maybe like 2 hours into the game. So like that's one of the main characters dead already. Like. And I don't know, he restarted his game. I wish I would have seen what happened for the rest of the game, because a lot of scenes are dependent on him being there, or a lot of scenes happen. But I don't know if they'll happen anyway. And that's one of the things where I don't know if, like, how the fuck it works. I only ever played Heavy Rain once, but I know that some people have different outcomes. Like, he hung himself in prison. That was only like 2 hours into the game. The game's at least maybe 8 or so. So I don't know what happens. I don't know if the game just gets significantly shorter, like if those scenes just don't happen at all, or if there's something that happens in their place. I don't know. But I'll never forget that because he was so angry. Like, he fucked up so bad that he just started the game and the guy's dead. He hung himself. But
I don't understand how the game would function, or I don't get it.
Yeah,
because Ethan is the main character, right?
Yeah, his
one of the main characters.
His story that kickstarts the thing. And
Does he have a son called David? Sorry.
No.
Jason.
It's Jason and
Sean.
And Sean. Yeah. Sean.
I love that bug so much.
Yeah. That I love Heavy Rain. The voice acting in that game is hysterical. Everyone sucks, except for maybe Scott Shelby, because he's an actual actor. He's in movies and stuff. But oh man, please, Dad, can I have a strawberry chewy? I don't know. I love it. I love it so much. But
I really need to play Heavy Rain. Like, it's one of those things I'm like, yeah, I'll play that. Maybe I'll play it with the PlayStation Move.
Shave your face, like you're really shaving your face with
what? No.
Actually, I'm really interested in like branching stories like that in games. So I'm really interested in the new Square Enix game that came out called Life is Strange.
I'm gonna pick that up. I'm really mad I didn't play it before this episode because it would have fit right in with this.
I really want to play it, but I can't afford to get it right now. I'd love to play it. It looks so interesting.
I'll be able to talk about it next time though. I'm gonna pick it up this week and play episodes.
It's just I'm not good with episodes because I'm like, but why can't I just have all the game? Why can't you do it?
I saw 10 minutes of it and it intrigued me, but again, I feel like it might give the impression that it does more than it does. So I'm gonna probably wait until it's actually completely finished and I can pick it up in a Steam sale or whatever, and people will say, actually, yes, the way you do things does make a difference. Or,
I feel like I'm gonna watch an
just
LP of it before it goes on sale. I can't help myself, and I don't tend to buy games after I've seen an LP of them. The only exception was Sleeping Dogs, that I can think of. So I need to not do that, but I really want to play Life is Strange. It looks really interesting. But I guess you won't find out until the end if it actually matters what choices you make or whatever.
Which is the sucky side of story-based episodic gaming, or branching story episodic gaming.
I'll let you know how it is though next time, because I will have it played and beaten hopefully by the next time. But besides,
sorry, I figured that I should probably say no one complained about my presence last time, so I'm still here.
No, yeah. Oh yeah,
that's how it works.
I guess you weren't eliminated. It's like those singing shows. Nobody voted you off. You're back.
No one voted me on either.
But X Factor, basically.
You survived much like you've surviving in my Darkest Dungeon playthrough so far.
Just
making it through.
I just want to outlive Kinross
at a time.
I just don't want to die by stupidity. I want someone to kill me.
Yeah, speaking of which, I should probably say I've been playing the game Darkest Dungeon for anyone who's seen it. So you guys know
what's it like? What's it about?
Well, it's a game where you have a party and you go through dungeons and you get stressed out. And there's permadeath and all of that stuff, and the dungeon crawler.
Really stressed out.
Yeah, I'm doing a playthrough of it. So anyone who's listening to us talk about it here and you're interested in seeing it, you can check it out because I have party members named after all of us. And Ebby and Yokorama almost died in episode 2. Really close.
I haven't seen episode 2 yet. I need to get on that.
Have you fixed or worked out whatever the hell was going on with you at the end of episode 2?
No. For anyone who hasn't seen it or isn't planning on it, in episode 2, what happens is you go through the dungeons, and when you either get hit or you make mistakes or you walk into certain rooms, you
read a book.
Read a book, pick up items and stuff. Your characters accumulate stress points, and once they reach a certain point, when they reach the maximum amount of stress that they can handle, they get a debuff or a buff in Kinraz's case, because his character can handle stress like a fucking champ. I assume what we saw in episode 2. And when you get back to town after you're done with the dungeon, you have various means of relieving that stress. You can send them into the tavern to have a drink, or the brothel, or the gamble, or you can send him to the abbey to pray or meditate. And my guy, for some reason, won't do anything but pray. But then he won't even pray. So I have no idea how to relieve his stress at all.
I think his description said that he also opts for the flagellation option, but that definitely wasn't the case. So I don't know.
He wouldn't do either one. So I'm gonna have to look into that next time I play, probably later today.
Is it early access? Because you could just blame it on a bug.
Yeah, it is early access. I could blame it on a bug. Or I could just blame
Bill's just never usable again because he can't whip himself.
I die without dying. My guy's just a vegetable. But yes, I've been playing that. I think that's all I've been playing. I think besides
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors, and I threw Call.
Tell me about Hyrule Warriors and your experience with Hyrule Warriors. I want to know.
I love it.
I've been considering that game, but I've not heard anything about it.
Well, back in the PlayStation 1 era, Koei made a fighting game called Dynasty Warriors. It was a one-on-one fighting game, and it wasn't very good. And then in the PS2 era, they made a game called Dynasty Warriors 2, where you can hack and slash hundreds of enemies. It was a total departure from the one-on-one fighting game of a Virtua Fighter style, and that series came on to become very successful in Japan and the United States. That's your
Not in the United States, because we figured that out 2 episodes ago, that everyone in the United States absolutely hates Warriors games.
Yeah, for some reason they have a weird bias against Warriors games, even though they don't do anything bad to anybody. I
feel like maybe in Europe we're more open to Japanese games because we always get them first. Like, we got Bravely Default ages before you got Bravely Default.
You guys did just get Shin Megami Tensei, though. We've had that for a while. Shin Megami 4. But yeah,
It does seem weird that we'd get Japanese games before the Americans, though. Because
are you guys?
We have more languages to translate.
Yeah.
So maybe they start like they know it's a massive job, so they start way in advance, and then they find out that they've actually finished 6 months earlier than they were supposed to.
America's got a release date for Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS, and I'm super jealous.
Yeah, is it April?
April 10th.
April 10th, yeah.
Speaking of, have you seen that Xenoblade X cover art?
Oh, I have, yeah. It was cool. It was really
cool.
Bill, you've got no excuse. You should be playing Xenoblade Chronicles right now to prepare yourself for X.
I have, I need to, because when that comes out like in the spring, or does that have an American release date?
I don't think so.
Okay. I probably have
X.
I probably have till the fall then, probably, to beat Chronicles. But yeah, Hyrule Warriors. Did I talk about it at all last episode? Like
you basically said, I've not played much of it, but it's really good.
Okay,
yeah, pretty much it.
So I'm just about done with the Legends mode. I beat. I'm playing as. I just unlocked the first stage with Ganondorf, which I believe is. I believe I have like 5 stages left. I think. I looked up the number, so I know. I just like to know exactly how many stages I have until I can really start playing adventure mode, and so I have 5 left. I guess there's not much I can really say besides I really like it, and it's probably the best Warriors game I've played out of all of them. And that's not to say that it makes the other ones obsolete, because I think I might have mentioned this last episode, and you said that now you don't need to get any other ones, and then I also said it on Twitter. And then somebody else responded to me and goes, "Oh, nice. Well, I guess I don't have to get any other Warriors games." But I feel like I'm like fucking up here by saying not to get any other Warriors games. What I mean is, Hyrule Warriors takes all of these systems from like all of them, like Dynasty and Samurai, and like kind of molds them together into like one polished bunch. But I think the other ones are still worth playing too. Like they all have their own little quirks, like their own little systems that aren't in Hyrule Warriors. Like in Dynasty Warriors, you have like the weapon weakness system and weapon swapping, which you can swap between 2 weapons on the fly. Samurai Warriors, you can swap between 2 characters on the fly, so you can take control of different points on the map, and you could like.
Yeah, I was watching that and I was like, "What's going on?
Yeah,
like why is he suddenly this guy? I don't understand."
And the hyper attacks in Samurai Warriors 4 are really cool. You press triangle and like you just do these crazy super fast attacks, zipping around from place to place to take care of like the little peons faster, and then in Warriors Orochi, you can switch between 3 characters at a time, and then like unleash like your super Muso crazy attacks with like a trio triple threat crazy thing. So that's in that game. So they all have their own little quirks that aren't in the other games. But Hyrule Warriors kind of takes like the weapon fusing and the weapon like hunting, like looting and trying to get better weapons, which is like the main goal of most of the Warriors games, besides killing thousands of things. And Hyrule Warriors map control is by far the best I've played in any of the Warriors games. Like I play Samurai Warriors 4, and a lot of it becomes a stressful experience because you like if you look on the map, like some of the map is like a light pinkish color, and in that light pinkish spot of the map, the enemies are stronger until you decrease the enemy's morale or you kill the standard bearer, and when you kill the standard bearer, that area turns white again. And those are such a pain in the ass because when it's a situation where you have to lower their morale, you have to go find enemy officers to kill, and they're not always right around the corner. So you're running around, and your advance is halted because the game's just being stupid. But Hyrule Warriors, like, I loved running around and taking the keeps and the outposts and running back and forth. And it's the best map control system in any of the Warriors games I've played, and I really like it.
After you, Abby.
I was just going to say I had like massive problems when I first started that game. I complained about it in the podcast of not understanding the map and what things on the map meant. Because sometimes it'll say defeat blah blah immediately because they're doing something real bad or something like that. And you'll get a little ping on the map. And then as soon as that message goes away, the little ping on the map disappears as well. Worst thing about that game.
I disagree. I have a worse thing about the game. And that is when your keep, like your home base, is under attack. The moment you get the note saying your base is under attack, you may as well quit the game because you can't, even if you kill everything, your keep doesn't seem to regenerate any sort of stuff.
It does regenerate.
I do not believe that it regenerates at a meaningful rate compared to the speed at which enemies come in.
I did have a problem once where I was doing an adventure mode thing and it was like the allied base is about to fall, immediate help is required or whatever. So I ran over there, killed everything, and I could not get an A ranking on it at that point because I had to stay in the keep to make sure that I could fight off anyone who came in while the keep regenerated to over half health, which took about 4 minutes maybe. Mm-hmm. What I don't like is the fact that on the gamepad it tells you what your objectives are and it gives you the health of your allies, but it doesn't tell you who is
Where?
No. It doesn't tell you who is essential to you winning. So if someone flees, you lose. It doesn't tell you which characters those are. So if it's like Lana is in trouble, I could be like, well, I don't think I need Lana, and she'll run away, and then I'll lose the battle. But the other thing is, it doesn't tell you the health of your allied keep on the gamepad, which I would love.
That would be a nice addition, yeah.
I always get there, and I'm like, oh, well, there's no chance, because there's about 1,500 enemies in my base. And I got, like, a slither of health left, so...
I feel like there was a slight missed opportunity with the gamepad, because I feel like there could have been a versus type mode. I don't know how it would work particularly, but you do have the ability for asynchronous gameplay where someone could be playing on the gamepad as an enemy commander, shifting people around, trying to stop you from achieving your goal while you're still trying to do whatever, and I just kind of want that.
That would have been cool, but we played co-op once, and it wasn't very good.
But the difference is, like, the gamepad guy would have been more like the tactical type thing rather than having to stream the video as well.
Yeah, I suppose so, but I guess they just missed out. I feel like they'll make another Hyrule Warriors game in the future, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it sold so much. It sold a really nice amount, like 1 million copies worldwide, I think they said, or something like that. To that degree.
And it reviewed well, right? I think.
For the most part, some people were, the obvious Warriors bias. Like you read the review, the enemies don't even do anything. The enemies just stand there. Like, well, you knew what kind of game you were getting, man. Like, what do you...
I saw someone tweeting today that they thought that Hyrule Warriors had bad game design, and I completely disagree with that. I feel like it has some bugs that could be worked out, like bosses trying to get into keeps and, like, clipping into the walls and stuff. That's not bad game design, that's just a lack of polish.
Yeah. I think Hyrule Warriors is great. Like, as far as game design goes, like, I mean, I love the Warriors game, so again, I'm going to be biased. But, like, mixing the Zelda boss fights and the Zelda aesthetic and adding in the keeps and the outposts, and it's fucking great. It's the best Warriors game I've played, and being able to play a Warriors game and fight Zelda bosses at the same time, I think is really, really cool. And I don't know.
I think I'm gonna get Samurai Warriors 4 this year.
It's good.
I've got to finish Hyrule Warriors first, because I said I'm gonna 100% it because I bought all the DLC, so I might as well. But I I really like it. I really like Warriors games, I guess, because it's not just the Zelda aesthetic that does it for me. I just think it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and one thing I do love though is like the moves that they gave the characters. Like it's so smart how they came up with like Child Link, for example. Um, how he has masks to do his attacks. So when you do your magic meter, he puts on the Fierce Deity mask, and then you basically get to play as Fierce Deity Link, which is really cool. Um, and just like all of the movesets and stuff and
Yeah,
weapons are just so interesting and so well done. I can't praise that game enough.
I love it.
Um,
I mean, I would even
yeah,
recommend this to people who aren't Zelda fans and they like Warriors games because it's such a good Warriors game as well as being an awesome Zelda game. A plus.
would it have been your game of the year?
Yes, if I would have played it in 2014.
I should have been more persistent when you were like, "No, I'm not gonna get Hyrule Warriors. I don't really know that much about Zelda."
Yeah. And
I
now,
should have been more.
this is remedying that anyway. I've made significant progress in my Ocarina playthrough, and I listen to Zelda music now. I walk around my house, I eat meatballs and listen to Zelda music. Maybe not in that specific order, but like it's
I was going to say
it's
that
nice.
no matter, I have learned one thing about Bill this week, and that is no matter how much you tell him to do something, he ain't gonna do it.
Hashtag buy Metroid.
Seriously.
For those of you guys who listened to last episode, you know that these two did remind me throughout the week to buy the $10 Metroid Prime trilogy, and I didn't do it. Even though I even said on the episode that I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I didn't do it.
But
sorry.
You did do one thing that you said you would do, and that was to make this. So I guess that's something.
Yeah, we're actually doing an episode of Permadeath.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about Hyrule Warriors, but I don't remember what it was.
Ruto's the worst character in the game. No, Agatha's the worst character in the game.
I have not played as either of them yet.
You unlock them in adventure mode, I think.
Oh, okay.
So if you've not started adventure mode, get ready for that experience.
I got you to do it for me.
Some of them are so fucking hard because I want 100% the game, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it because there's one that you have to kill 1,000 enemies in 10 minutes as Agatha, and I suck as Agatha, and she sucks, and I hate it. But I've got to do it so I can get a piece of fucking heart for her so that I can complete the game. It's dumb. I hate it.
I have a hard time getting the golden Scotellas.
Most of the time, I can't even hear them
because
be able to find them.
They seem to always pop up when I'm in the middle of doing something much more urgent. And
the first one always pops up when you get 1,000 kills. So if you can control how many things you kill, you can sort of work around it. But then you've still got to go and find it anyway. But once you get like numerous Skulltulas, you notice that they stop popping up in the same places rather than always being in different places all over the map.
It's just that they're on the other side of the map to where you tend to be.
Yeah.
If you're playing.
But then, yeah, that's true. But one of the conditions, I don't know if this is in adventure mode or in when you complete the game, a second Skulltula pops up on every map. And I think the condition for that, well, the condition for one of getting some of the Skulltulas is you have to get 1,200 kills without losing 4 hearts of damage. That's really hard. That's really hard. So,
guess who's never 100%ing that game?
Probably me. In addition to you.
Would you say, Bill, since you think it is a very nice Warriors game, would you say that Hyrule Warriors on its own is enough to justify a Wii U, or do you think it's not quite on the level of things like Mario Kart and Smash Bros?
Well, I think it's on their level. A lot of people will probably disagree with me on that.
I agree with you.
And I mean, me being a Warriors fan, let's say I didn't have a Wii U when this came out.
Yeah, this is more towards people who like Warriors but don't have a Wii U. Should they pick it up?
Yes, and I'm gonna say because, I mean, most of the Warriors games that come out, like in 2 weeks, which I'm really excited for. Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires comes out, which is like the turn-based strategy mix of Dynasty Warriors games. You take over a nation and everything. It's really cool. And most of them that come out are usually in the same setting. You know what I mean? You have the Chinese setting, you have the Japanese setting, you have the mashup setting with Warriors Orochi, where you combine the two games and you fight demons. And then that's usually it. I mean, they made a One Piece one at one point, and they make Gundam ones, but those never really come out on discs. They're usually digital only. Mm. If you really like the Warriors games, and you have the disposable income, say you were thinking of getting a Wii U anyway, and Hyrule Warriors is maybe your tipping point, I think it's probably worth it, because it's a Warriors game where they've never. I mean, they've done wacky settings before with crossovers and everything, but this is such a it's a Nintendo franchise, and I feel like usually those are like sacred ground. They don't usually let anybody fuck with their shit, and we'll talk about the Netflix show in a minute. They usually don't let anyone fuck with their shit, and I feel like seeing a Warriors game in a setting that is usually reserved just for Nintendo. I mean, you've seen so many different Gundam properties
Philips.
and yeah, and Philips. I would say it's worth it. It's totally unique. It's a Warriors game through and through. I mean, it plays like a Warriors game, but it's so fun to hear and play as the characters that you've seen throughout your years of growing up. I don't know, being able to just kill things as Impa is pretty cool. He's my favorite, by the way. I really like playing as Impa.
Impa's a woman, just so you know.
What?
Wait, did you just call Impa a he?
Yes, he did.
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. I know Impa's a woman.
I just wanted to make sure
this was an unfortunate mistake.
That you hadn't played all of Hyrule Warriors and a fair chunk of Ocarina of Time thinking that Impa was a man.
I did not.
Impa is definitely not a man in Ocarina of Time.
I will say that I'm really happy, and I like playing as Link. I think I tweeted this. I like playing as Link, but at the same time, I think he's the most boring character to play as. For me,
I'm just a Link fan, so that's the reason.
It is awesome though, going and running in the battle and fighting 100,000s of things as Link. It's cool you get to do that as Link, instead of fighting a few enemies at a time.
I think that's mostly because in a Zelda game you are playing as Link, he's pretty much playing like in every other Zelda game, whereas you don't normally get to play as Zelda or Zen or Agatha.
I could do without the Agatha. I've got to be honest, I could do without the Agatha.
Impa's is fun, yeah, but yeah.
Impa's really fun. I think I'm better at naming people that I don't like playing as. I'm not big on playing as Darunia. I'm not big as Ruto or Agatha, but the rest I really enjoy playing as mostly. Girahim especially, actually. I'm quite surprised.
Girahim's quite fun.
I like Girahim quite a lot.
Ganondorf is surprisingly fun.
Every character sucks really bad until you give them all the badges. All the attack badges, because it's just well, you have 4 attacks. What am I supposed to do with you? But Hyrule Warriors is a good game.
Hell yeah. So yes, I would actually say if you're a big Warriors fan and you're looking for a new Warriors game to play, it's new territory for you. So I would definitely recommend it. But so Netflix is apparently doing a Legend of Zelda show.
It's gonna be bad.
As far as I can tell, they haven't got it yet. It sounds like they're more in talks about it.
Yeah.
But the bit that I don't know whether you saw the same article, but the bit that got me was there was a line saying that they were planning on making it like Game of Thrones, but directed more towards the family audience.
Yeah, I think.
What does that even? How does?
I think what they meant by that is that Game of Thrones nowadays is just it is a blockbuster fantasy show that is obviously aimed at adults, but it's accessible. Everybody knows it. I mean, well, Zelda's a household name too. So I think that's probably what they're saying is that it's going to be a big budget fantasy show, but not one that you have to worry about your kids seeing 2 ladies on top of one another in a brothel. At least I hope that's what they mean, and you know what I mean. They don't try to make it like a Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
I don't think
tonally.
I want this. I don't think I want this.
I want to know whether it's a thing set in the world of Hyrule, trying to, if you were to talk about how Ganondorf overthrew, spoilers by the way, in Ocarina of Time, that kingdom. I don't know whether it would be like that sort of thing or whether it's we're gonna make it's basically a Zelda story, and you're gonna follow Link as the main character, who is a mute.
They're gonna F it up real bad. I don't know why I just said F.
You can say fuck here. I think mute. And I just called Link mute. Fucking god. I think Link, in a way, talks. We just don't see it.
He replies yes or no to questions.
So I imagine, like, in some way that, like, he's able to communicate. We just don't see it because there's no voice acting in the game anyway. And I think they probably want you to feel like you're the protagonist in the Zelda games, like you are Link, because you could rename him. And who the fuck renames him, by the way? Do you guys rename Link? Do you guys rename him when you play a new Zelda game?
I renamed him to Zelda in the Wind Waker because there's a reason. Because it gives you like different music in certain parts of the game.
Oh, I don't know that.
So there's a good reason. It's not just like a joke, because some people tend to confuse Zelda and Link for some reason.
Yeah.
For my first Zelda game, where I didn't know anything about anything, I was just given this game and told to name this guy. I think I named him then. And if I am playing a second time through, I'll change the name just so that I remember which save is which.
Yeah.
After a long period of time.
I don't do it anymore, really. Unless I'm sharing a game with a person. Because me and my brother used to have to call, like, one file would be called Anthony, one file would be called Abby, because that's my brother and my names. So he knew which save file was his, and I knew which save file was mine.
Yeah.
But there's no need for me to do that anymore. The only instance that I've had that happen is when I was playing the Wind Waker on your Wii U, and when Alan was playing the Wind Waker on my GameCube.
Did I change my name? I think I might have given Link a different name in my Wind Waker thing purely because I was LPing it. I think he's called Kinross.
Buttbag.
What?
You called him Buttbag.
No, I definitely didn't call him Bookbag.
Bookbag.
Did you not say Bookbag? Is this another Seagulls thing?
No, I said Buttbag. B-U-T-T.
Yeah.
E-A-G.
Okay.
Ass bag. Like, I always thought it would be funny, like you just named him like your first name, like you know, like, oh, you're the hero of time, Frank, and it just seems so stupid.
Well, mine always used to be called, after me, so he always had a girl's name. My favorite was when you could only have 3 characters to name your save files on stuff. Yeah. Mine would always be B-E-T.
Black Entertainment.
So mine were always called Bet, and my brother used to make fun of me all the time.
Why was it Bet?
Because my real name is abbreviated to something else. So
I know it. I think I probably don't know it. Wait, I might know it.
We're friends on Facebook. I'm sure you know it.
Yeah, I know it.
It's Harold.
But anyway,
I guess because another reason that I don't rename stuff is for a long time I was particularly anal about my name being spelt properly. My name is not John. My name is Jonathan, and a lot of games don't let you have enough letters.
Enough
so
characters.
I'm called Jonatho if I want to call myself something different. I don't like that.
I made the most of that in Soul Calibur because I could have a 9-letter name, and my real name is 9 letters long. So I was like, I'm making the most of this. Full name in there. No one calls me by that name, but I'm making the most of that.
Yeah.
Because I can.
I'm usually lucky because my name, Bill, is pretty short. Usually fits.
Unless it's 3 letters, you're...
Yeah, unless it's an arcade game, and it's BFC, then it's just my initials. Or I guess I can also put BIL, and you're still saying Bill phonetically. You're still going Bill.
Yeah, I spell my name like that now, EBI, because it's still Ebby, but it's just spelled different.
John's easy in 3.
But yeah, I'm wondering if the Zelda show, is going to be like every season is going to be a different like reincarnation of the hero. You know what I mean? Like every.
I don't want it. I really don't want this.
I have Netflix originals. The ones that I've seen, they've all been pretty good. I've not seen Marco Polo. I've heard mixed reviews about that.
It's Marco Polo is not bad.
I've heard. I think people's big complaint is it's not Game of Thrones, which is like,
yeah.
okay, it's not Game of Thrones. So I know that Netflix can do good stuff. I know that Nintendo can do good stuff, and Hyrule Warriors has shown that if they're going to do a partnership, if they don't like it, then they're just not going to do it. But if they're behind it, it's great. So I don't think that it's going to be like another Zelda cartoon.
Yeah, there was the animated series of Zelda, which was awful as far as I know.
Yeah.
And there were also the Philips CDI games, so hopefully their quality's gone up since then.
There was, of course, also the Super Mario Super Show and the Mario Bros.
Hey, that
movie.
show was amazing. No, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Amazing. I used to love that thing as a kid. I have it on VHS somewhere.
Is that the one where the theme song goes, Super Mario?
World.
Or is that...
Sounds...
Yeah, or is that the Super Mario World show?
I think that was a different show, because that one was set in, like, the caveman era.
Yeah.
But the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, I think, was half live action, half cartoon.
Mm-hmm. I remember the theme song for that now that you mention it. Yeah.
You gonna sing that one too?
No. I just imagine it in my head. I remember live action Mario dancing around. But
yeah, it's
I'll
like
give
a
it
sort
chance.
of rap song, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know the prehistoric Mario show, it had the best thing ever in the end credits, because that's where Do the Mario comes from. You know the song that goes, swing your arms from side to side, come on, it's time to go do the Mario.
Yeah.
You know that one. That's where that comes from. Which is a bit nostalgic now.
It did a good thing. Well, I wonder if this Netflix series will have a song at the end where it's like, here you're saving the world on Netflix for $8 a month. You are gonna save Princess Zelda today. You are gonna binge watch for you and me and everyone. Maybe they'll do something like that.
Except it'll be all in Hyaz. And grunts
yeah. I'm not gonna do the rest of it.
No, thanks.
That's the end of it.
Yeah. I don't want this. I really don't. Like, I know I just keep saying I don't want this, but I've seen so many live action Zelda fan films that have just ruined my...
fan films don't have the budget that Netflix do.
It's just ruined my image of what could have been.
Well, you can just ignore it, and then if everyone says
the only thing that I ever got excited about when it came to live action Zelda was, I think IGN made an April Fool's trailer.
Yeah.
For a Zelda film years ago, and it looked amazing. And then I realized it was April Fool's, and I was like, damn, I got excited for a minute.
Well, maybe it'll be something like that. I know Netflix is not afraid of throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at their shows. Marco Polo had an insane budget, so
doesn't it have a higher budget than Game of Thrones?
What?
Doesn't Marco Polo have a higher budget than Game of Thrones?
I believe so. I think it might have. I'm gonna throw a number out here. It's probably gonna be fucking wrong. I think it might have been 100 million per episode. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm making that.
The entire series of Marco Polo is $90 million.
Okay, yeah.
$100 million an episode. Boom.
The problem with that number is I said it with such confidence, and
I'm sorry.
It's so fucking wrong. Okay, so
it's 59 million pounds.
So about 9-10 million episodes. I knew it was like a big number per episode. So like 9-10 million per episode. So yeah, it's a lot. So I feel like, this could be it could be good, maybe.
So, I'm not getting excited about it. I'm not.
Robert Downey Jr. as Link or something,
Like, for comparison, season 1 of Game of Thrones had a budget of 60 million. So they've already thrown 30 million more at it in their first season.
I think with a IP like Zelda, I feel like they will probably go all out.
I want Avionu to be like the advisor or something. Like they can't do it without his input, I swear.
If they do it right, they're going to draw in a hell of a lot of money.
Yes.
If they do it wrong, all they've done is lost the money that they spent on the show. But people are still no one's going to cancel their subscription. No one's going to cancel their subscription because Netflix made a bad show.
Yeah, because for one bad show, there's
hundreds of
Yeah.
good ones.
How much stuff you could watch on there, So
While we're talking about Zelda, can I talk about what I've been playing?
yes.
What have you been playing?
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna ask that anyway for you guys.
I thought I'd segue before we got too much into the TV show talk. But first of all, I wanna just say it was an event called One Fest yesterday.
Is my bag crinkling too loud?
I'm going to draw attention to it.
But you can continue. There was an event. Called One Fest yesterday in Japan. And they announced a bunch of new Zelda figures. So we're getting a Majora's Mask Figma and a Link scale figure, and they also announced a Kirby Nendoroid, a Marth Nendoroid, and someone else from Fire Emblem Nendoroid. So I'm super excited about Nintendo figures. Just putting that out there. But I've been playing Skyward Sword.
Is this your first time? Sorry, I'm gonna get some of these chips out of his bag, so I don't have to keep doing this. This is the worst. I'm sorry. This is the worst thing I'm doing, buddy. I'm so sorry. This is rude.
Oh wait.
This is rude. All right, I'm good. We're good.
Fine.
We're good.
Permadeath, ladies and gentlemen. Now I've been playing a little bit on Skyward Sword. It's the first time I've played the game. I bought it myself for my birthday because I was like, oh, I'm gonna treat myself to Skyward Sword. And I did, and so far, I really like it. I'm really invested in like the relationship of Link and Zelda for the first time in a Zelda game ever, which I feel like is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I hear they actually have somewhat of a dynamic in this one.
Yeah, they're actually like friends with like a hint of maybe there's something else there. Because I'm not one to like ship, in quotation marks, ship Link and Zelda together because they just don't interact that well, in my opinion. But they really interact quite well, and I don't know, the story actually means something to me in regards to like saving the princess and whatever.
I mean, you have an actual reason to do it.
Yeah, but it's not really meant a whole lot to me before. I
ship Link and Lana.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You said that just to antagonize me because you know.
Spoilers.
You know.
I know you hate Lana.
Can we talk about that, actually? Can we talk about that in a minute?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, in fact, let's talk about it now. I fucking hate Lana, right? No, it's just, she seems like a character from a fan fiction. Because, for those of you who don't know, spoilers for Hyrule Warriors, the story of Lana is that she has forever watched over all of the timelines in which there has been a hero of time. So she, through watching all these...
Sorry. They're not all hero of time.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. All the heroes of legend. So, Link from Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, whatever. She has seen all of these Links, and now she is in love with him. And it just seems really contrived and crap and pointless, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I honestly do.
I see it less as that she's in love with him and more that she has just become obsessed with him, and I think that's the point of why.
I think it's said quite clearly at some point that she's straight up like in love with the guy.
Yeah, but you can't trust an obsessed person about what they think. It was weird. I don't hold it against the game for having it.
I don't like Lana as a character, though. Like, she's fun to use, yeah, whatever, but...
Would you like Lana as a character if she didn't love Link?
No,
is it just that bit that's
it's one of my... No, it's one of those major problems that I just have with that character, because it didn't need to be there. She could have just been, like, the guardian of time, and that would have been alright, but she wouldn't have been special. But just because she has this affiliation with really caring about Link for whatever reason, it doesn't make her any more special either. It just makes her seem like an original character in a fanfiction, which is why I don't like her.
I don't know how the story goes, so this might be a spoiler for you, Bill. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
Because Sia is obviously the main villain for that game. If the stuff with Lana wasn't happening, then the stuff with Sia wouldn't happen. So it does make sense from a story perspective as to why it's there, because otherwise you've got to have a contrived reason of why Lana is helping out, but you've also then got to have a contrived reason as to why there's a villain. And
Yeah, but they didn't need to have that reason. They could have just been like, this person wants to be powerful, not this person is the other half of this person, but super evil and is obsessed with Link to the point where she's got this really fucked up place that she lives in. I don't agree with her as a character. Like, I could argue for hours about why I don't like her, but that main reason is that she's just not really a character. I don't know if that makes sense. Because
I
she's
mean, it probably
just...
helps that it's not canon.
It does help. But I also don't like the fact that they were like, oh, you know what we should do? You know what's popular in Japan? Idols. Let's put one of those in Hyrule Warriors.
I thought you were going to say bird masks.
Bird masks. No. Anyway, back on track. Skyward Sword. I really, really like the game so far. Apart from, I don't have a Wiimote with built-in Wii Motion Plus. I have the extra peripheral, and it's a fucking nightmare to do anything with that game. Like,
That's like a kilo to the remote.
Yeah, you know, like the spiders in the first dungeon that like come down from the ceiling, and you're supposed to like hit them until they swing round, and then hit the back of them.
You mean like sculptures?
I guess, yeah. I guess that's what they are.
Yeah.
I literally threw my controller on the floor and like stormed out the room because I could not do it, and it killed me because they kept swinging back towards me and hitting me away. And Alan was at my house at the time, and I'm like, Alan, you do it. I can't do it because the controls are rubbish, and I hate this game. It's stupid. But I love everything about the game apart from its controls, because when Nintendo get it into their head that they really need to use like their thing, their gimmick, their peripheral, whatever, in their games, it fucking spoils it for me. Because Wii Motion Plus and Skyward Sword, I don't know.
So far, though, the gamepad's doing great. I think it's just motion controls in general are a bit...
I don't like gyroscopic controls either, which was one of the reasons why I haven't partaken in Ocarina of Time 3D yet, because I know there's a lot of gyroscoping in there.
I think you can turn it off. I think it's optional.
I hope
which
it is.
Nice.
I hope it is with Majora's Mask, because I'm going to be so sad if it's not. I don't like gyroscope controls. I'm not that keen on motion controls. And I think some of Star Fox U has elements of that gyroscopic control, so that's kind of killing my hype a little bit.
As long as it's not that you need to spin 360 degrees around, I'm fine with the sort of panning a little bit. But if it's the you've got to turn around on the spot, that's when I don't like it, because then you're facing away from your TV.
I don't know, because I want to love Skyward Sword so much, and I feel like the story's there, the art direction, and the way that the game looks is there. Like, I love how it's a cross between sort of the Wind Waker cel-shaded graphics, but the matureness in a way of Twilight Princess. That does a lot for me. But I can't stand the controls, because I'm just constantly thinking, I know what to do in this room, I physically cannot do it. It's so difficult. Because I just feel like I'm fighting against the controls more than I am doing anything else, and it sucks. So I'm putting that game on hold until I've got a Wii Motion, a Wiimote with built-in Wii Motion Plus, just to see if that makes it any different, because my Wii remote's kind of old, and obviously if it's got that extra peripheral, because they don't make that anymore. And I just want to see if that makes it any better. But as it stands, I can't do it. I literally can't do the game.
I remember that there were moments where, because I used the limited edition whatever one, there were moments where it was just like, man, I hate motion controls. But on the whole, it didn't necessarily get it perfect, but it got it right enough for the game to register it and do what I wanted it to do, aside from a couple of moments where it was just horrifically bad, particularly during a couple of boss fights towards the end.
One of the things that I don't like is, you know, the beetle, like the item.
Yeah.
It's so hard to control that, because you don't use the control stick like everyone would like to. You have to tilt the Wii remote from side to side.
Mm.
And that's awful. I don't like that at all. And it just makes me
kudos to
really
them
sad.
for trying.
I know they tried, but I just wish
that they didn't.
I just wish that they hadn't tried with Zelda, because I care about the lore of that game. Although I've only completed like a couple of them, I really care about like the story of that game and the lore, and how I want to know what happens at the end of that game so badly. But it's so hard. But I will say it's neat when you like, if you draw a circle in the air with the Wiimote, Link will do the same thing. That's really cool. But it doesn't work a lot of the time, and I'm finding myself putting my Wiimote down on a flat surface to recalibrate it, and it's just
works a lot except
so
when you're
close.
in combat.
I can totally understand why people don't like Skyward Sword though, because I feel like the game's there. It's just the controls aren't perfect,
as tight as they should be. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty
I think
much
that's
it.
why the Wind Waker HD did a good job, because you have the choice in controls. You can choose to play with fancy gyroscopic stuff for aiming things, or you can just play it like a normal game. And I hope that Zelda U is similar. Like
I wouldn't mind if they use the gamepad for things that they've been showing it off for so far. Like, oh, if you zoom, you can zoom in on the map on the gamepad. You can set your waypoints on the gamepad. That's really cool. But if it's like, you can only use gyroscopic controls to control the game, or otherwise you can use the same controls that Skyward Sword has with the Wiimote, I'll be so disappointed.
I think it just needs to be consistent, because if it's the sort of thing where it's a map, then it'll mostly, like when I'm playing it, it'll spend most of its time on the stand. And then if suddenly I've got to do gyroscopic crap, then I've got to reach down and grab the gamepad in the middle of the game to then start doing this thing. That's a problem. So long as it's consistent, I'm happy. Consistent, and there's a choice.
Yeah. I'd be happy if they did it like the Wind Waker HD, pretty much. I'm really excited about Zelda U, so I'd really hope that they don't let me down, man. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on that. I don't know. I know you've played it, Kinross, because you've got the gold controller.
Yes. I played it at launch, pretty much. I
demoed that game a bunch of times as well. That's another thing. I demoed the game at this event in 2011 called Game City, where they had a Zelda festival going on, basically. It was really cool. And they were demoing Skyward Sword there. But the bit that they were demoing was the Loftwing flight.
Yeah.
Not a good first impression of that game.
No.
Really not a very good first impression of that game. I demoed that game twice. Once was the Loftwing, and once was like a little bit of a temple. But it was such a bad first impression of that game, because, again, it's similar to using the Beetle, is you have to, rather than using the remote control, you have to, like, tilt the controller from side to side and wave it around to, like, raise in altitude and stuff. It's stupid. It's really difficult. For old folks like me, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah.
Is Bill dead?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Joined an opera.
So, I guess you've never played Skyward Sword.
Nah. I have not.
I'm sorry for not selling the game to you.
I'm going to, though, eventually.
Yeah, the game, the story, aside from Fi, I like Fi on the whole, except for when she's doing her Fi thing.
Master, there is a 76% chance that you should save the game, because your batteries are low on your controller.
Because my batteries being low has an effect on the Wii's ability to stay on. I think the story definitely intrigued me, and I spent a lot of time afterwards, like, reading up crazy theories and things, because it was genuinely interesting, and I wanted to know what other people thought it would lead into and things. And I think that I was helped by the fact that I wasn't using the Motion Plus adapter. So I think if you've got a Wiimote Plus, then you should just get it and play through it, and accept that it's not going to be perfect because it's a Wii game with motion controls, but on the whole, the game is pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to invest in a new Wiimote, I think, before I can play the game any further, which sucks because I was really enjoying it in its
I
own
mean,
way.
you may as well, because I think pretty at this point now, any Wii U game that uses a Wiimote is expecting you to have Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah, yep. So I can't play on any of the games that I've bought until I get a new Wiimote. um,
Oh
but
yeah.
overall, I can see why people don't like it, but apart from the controls, it's a good game.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's like
Controls is
saying
a big thing.
it plays like shit, but it's still real good. Like,
Nice. I do want to check it out. I do hope that it becomes one of those $10 games on the Virtual Console.
it's potential because no one really bought Skyward Sword because it was right at the end of the Wii's life cycle, and everyone had gotten rid of their Wii's by that point. So
bring it on, Nintendo.
yeah, they'd be smart to do it.
It's free money.
Maybe just yeah. I'll buy it again. Why not? Sure. Yeah.
So, Kinross, what have you played? Anything new this week, or?
I played a little bit of Apotheon.
Oh yes, how is that?
I think I'm enjoying it. I think I said something similar last time. I think I'm enjoying this game. The way that the combat works is a little counterintuitive to me. I don't know whether it's the way that the combat works or the way that your guy moves whilst in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Like his arms swing all over the place. And sometimes it's a little difficult to actually hit the guy you're aiming at, but so far it's fun. I've only played it for about 3/4 of an hour because I spent most of my week trying to fix Wolfenstein. So yeah, I played Apotheon. I played a bit more of Persona. I've temporarily stopped because I'm now at the point where I'm in control of the game, and thus I'm terrified of failing because I don't know what to do to not lose because Igor just keeps going, "You've only got a year. Don't mess it up." I'm like, I don't know how much I've got to do in a year, but okay. So it's been sat unplayed for most of the week.
Thankfully, in that game, time doesn't progress until you sleep or do things. So, like, if you're just standing there,
it's the doing stuff.
Yeah.
What stuff should I do? Should I try and understand this fusion nonsense? Should I just go straight in and try and save Kimono Girl? Should I join a sports club? I don't know.
You'll figure it out.
I do have that thing where it tells you what other people did, but I don't know how much I trust what other people did, particularly at the beginning of the game.
That's an interesting thing too in there because, like, on my end, like, okay, like I'll click it to see what other people have done on this specific day, and a lot of them are like spend time with Marie. But Marie's a new character in Golden, so I don't know how many of these people are people who have already played Persona 4 and are only spending time with Marie because she's new, and not because it's she is the girl with the cop hat and the tie in the Velvet Room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was added. You also met her at the train station when you arrived in town, but
girl or whatever.
But yeah, so I don't know if like people are just spending time with her because she's new and like they immediately wanted to check that. So like when I see like a resounding yes to go spend time with Maria, I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to actually do that because like you guys are all just doing that because you guys already beat this fucking game and you don't need to worry about fucking up. So, and then there's that one like you see all the bubbles come up and like spend time with Maria, and there's that one little bubble in there. Study at the library. One guy did that. Maybe I should go with his fucking choice because
it's supposed to be the top 5 answers, isn't it? So
yeah.
But I think it was talk with Marie, go to the library, join a sports club, and then a lot of people just went to bed. They just straight up went to bed. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, there's really no reason to just go to bed because you could still get something done and then go to bed.
Yeah.
They're just probably fuck it, I just want to get going. It's probably somebody who is not into a slow start. They just want to get into the dungeon crawling, and they just want to go to bed.
It felt like a pretty decent start, and I was about to get going, and then it suddenly ground to a halt because I was in control and it was completely open. I'm like, well, which is pretty much my problem with Skyrim. You do your compulsory intro mission, and then it's completely open. It's just I have no idea where I'm going to go now. and thus I have not beaten that game.
What game are you talking about?
Skyrim.
Oh.
I've
tried so hard to get you further in Skyrim multiple times, and it's never worked.
I just don't know what to do. There's too much choice. But I also got further in The Last of Us than I ever have before, which is quite nice.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I met Bill.
Sorry.
He was a dick.
Yeah, he's not a nice guy.
Yeah, I've only just met Bill, and we're going to go build a car. Because that's what men do in the apocalypse. We build cars out of other cars. And I've only died a third of as many times as I did the first time round, so it's all good.
Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah.
But nice. I will say, on my Wolfenstein thing, in case anyone else has experienced my problem, if you don't remember, I bought it for the PS4, and I have significant issues with the frames stopping. I contacted Bethesda, and they said, okay, try uninstalling the game and reinstalling it. I'd already done that, but I thought I'd do it again, just in case Bethesda were watching me. And got back to them and said, yep, that didn't work. At which point it was sent to the escalation team, and they will get right back to me. And my ticket almost timed out because 4 days later they still hadn't gotten back to me. At which point the solution was, we're not entirely sure what's going on. You can either try finding someone else with a PS4 and installing it on their system and seeing whether it's a fault with the disc or a fault with with you. If it's a fault with the disc, go to your retailer and get a replacement. If it's a fault with you, sorry. So
thank
you. So what I did was I bought a new graphics card and started playing it on the computer. And I have horrific screen tearings. I'm like, God damn it! The universe does not want me to play this game.
You were not born to play Wolfenstein. That PS4 issue is so fucking screwed to me. That's just such a bummer because I don't understand it.
Yeah, I really want to work out how to get my capture card to play nicer with the PS4, just so I can record it to show people and be like,
yeah.
What is this?
Well, when you play it, you could probably do the share button, and you can upload that to YouTube.
I've not paid any attention to the share function.
Yeah, you can just double tap the share button, and then it'll start recording from where you double tap it, and then you can set it to how many minutes you want it to record. I mean, you probably only need about 5 minutes of that, and then it'll save it, and then you can just upload it straight to YouTube or to Facebook, or you could copy it to a USB drive, do whatever you want to do with it, and then boom.
All right, then. I will do that.
I would like to see it. So, totes, do it, totes.
Mostly just been playing.
Way to say totally.
More
totes
stuff that I played last week.
Cool. We'll do questions in a minute because we have. Okay, look, guys, listeners, you guys gave us too many questions this week. These questions will extend the podcast another 3 hours, so we can't do them all.
I mean, let's do them all.
Let's try and do as many as
possible.
There
are so many questions. What the fuck happened?
Before this podcast, I'm going to spoil things. Before this podcast, we asked Bill whether we were going to tweet out asking for questions. He said, nah, we got plenty of questions from last time. Loads up the last time. We had 2 questions left, one of which we're not touching, and the other one, which was about Grim Fandango. Oh, I played some Grim Fandango.
How was it?
I'm stuck. It's really jarring, to be honest, because the model textures have been redone, so they're all high-res models, but the backgrounds are still the low-quality stuff. So you've got high-quality stuff wandering around low-quality environments, which is weird, and the cinematics haven't been redone, so they're still in their weird, not HD models. So it's a little jarring, and I'm stuck. So I haven't played more than an hour of it.
I don't think the Grim Fandango remake looks that good. It's not a remake, sorry. It's a HD.
It's a remastering. I think that the big thing is that it is not purchasable in any other way. That is why people are so hyped for it, because it's a game
I suppose if you want to play Grim Fandango.
Yeah, you've got no other way.
I don't know. I just don't think it looks that great. You were talking about Grim Fandango.
I was talking about the questions. So Bill just said, "Yeah, we have plenty of questions, so we're not going to bother." And then he reads them, and then he tweets out asking for questions.
Though.
And now we've got too many questions. He says, "So Bill, the perpetually unhappy man."
I can't.
I do want to apologise really briefly to Kurapika, who left the question that we're not going to touch. It was about the Nintendo affiliate program, and I don't think any of us really want to talk about it. So,
I mean, I could talk about it, but
I mean, you could probably do a whole episode on a thing like that, and it's exactly. I mean, it's not maybe as divisive as GamerGate was, but there's certain topics I don't want to touch because certain people feel differently about certain things, and nobody wants to fight. Not on the show. I mean, like in the comments and stuff. Like everyone on here usually, yeah.
I think we're all sort of in agreement with what we think on it.
Yeah, we wouldn't fight. We are all.
But we're good friends here on the podcast. Not really. I hate everybody.
I don't like anybody. This is just a business thing.
It's a crappy business thing. No one makes any money.
But yeah, no, it's not that we ignored the question. No. We're really happy you asked it, and we're really happy you listened. If you're not listening, what the fuck, man?
Asking a question, it's because we didn't answer it last time. He's just lost all faith. I'm so sorry, guy. It's just one of those things that
Kurapika he's a really cool dude. Always supportive.
It's off the internet if they heard anyone talking about it, so it's just better.
So I guess we.
But everyone's been talking about the Nintendo affiliate program. Yeah. So you can sort of guess what most people are thinking. I don't think we need to touch it.
So let's see.
Oh, I got more amiibos.
Our first. You add them to your spreadsheet.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I managed to snag a Wario as my dad's birthday present.
Hooray!
I got a Wario amiibo. It was on Amazon today, and I was like, okay, I could wait for it to go somewhere else cheaper, but I'm not gonna. So I got.
I mean, you may as well order it, and then if it comes cheaper,
I ordered Wario and Charizard. So I still need Robin and Lucina, but I'm really, really chuffed that I managed to get something for my dad. Sorry, I said a really British word there.
Chuffed. Can you explain?
Guess what it means.
What do you think chuffed means?
Chuffed.
In the context of I got this thing, I'm really chuffed.
Excited?
Yeah.
Or surprised? Or
surprised.
Relieved?
Not relieved.
What the fuck does chuffed mean?
Excited is probably the closest you've gotten.
Yeah, it just means I'm really happy.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm so chuffed.
Yeah. This result pleases me.
This result chuffs me. It's just this is
no.
This just chuffs me. This is have a chuff day. Everyone's having a chuffy day.
Listen. This is a very important thing.
I'm gonna go to McDonald's and get my chuffy meal. This is
chuffed means pleased. Any other version of that word means something completely different.
The way does it? Is it like dirty?
Yes.
Well, could you explain it to me?
I'm pretty sure
like, it's chuffy. Is chuffy dirty?
It hurts.
Chuffy is.
I don't know whether that's an actual word.
I don't think chuffy is one. But the fact that you were just like, have a chuffing day.
It's basically sodomy. Okay.
Okay, I assume it means what I think it means.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
because English is weird like that. We'll have a word that means pleased, but also to be sodomized. I'm trying to think of a way to say that I could actually say.
Yeah. I'm sure there are probably some people who will be chuffed after being chuffed, or after a chuff.
I mean, if they were, because it should all be consensual, so they shouldn't be unchuffed after they have been chuffed.
This is what happens when it's mostly British people on this podcast.
Could you just slip into talking English?
This conversation is chuffed.
Should I start talking in my actual natural accent? Yuri, how's it going, mate? Yuri.
Are you talking like a Jennifer?
No, that's how we talk where I'm from. Everyone calls everyone either pet or duck. Quack. So it's like, hey up, me duck, Yuri.
I get called me lover.
Me lover.
Me love. Alright, me lover. It's like, no, stop talking to me like that, you old woman. Old women, please keep talking to me. You make entertaining stories.
So...
What were we talking about? Picked up Wario.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do some questions.
Alright, let's do some questions then.
First one comes from Baka Shift. He asks, if you had to choose one games console not a PC, to exclusively play for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I want to step in for a moment just so that we clarify between ourselves. Does this mean that PC is not an option, or that we no longer have PCs at all and the only ways we play games are on consoles?
It's not an option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can still play PC games, but you can't say PC is my choice forever.
Well,
I'm gonna cheat though.
If you had to pick one console to just play, that's the only console you'll play for the rest of your life.
So is it the only way that I will play games forever now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd pick the Nintendo Wii because it's backwards compatible, so you can play GameCube games on it, and it also has a bunch of really good titles like No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2. So that's my choice.
Cool.
I would conversely say I take the Wii U because it's backwards compatible with the Wii. It's HD. It's got interesting.
I like my
so far,
GameCube
interesting
games too much. I like my GameCube games far too much. I can't
I have
give them
3
up.
GameCube games, so I mean,
I have
one of
like
them's Mario Sunshine. I hate that game.
25.
One of them is
Also, shout outs to Palademon. One of my viewers gave me Time Splitters Future Perfect and Time Splitters 2 for the GameCube.
Time Splitters. Yeah.
Yeah, I've played Time Splitters 2 before. I haven't had the chance to play them yet, but thank you for that. That was cool. Maybe I'll talk about them on Permadeath one day.
Boo!
I don't think he listens to Permadeath, but just in case you do.
I mean, I'd be disappointed that I'd lose out on all the AAA stuff, but I have more fun with the Nintendo things.
Yeah, like you can hate Nintendo as much as you want, but they're really good at making games. They're really good at making games.
I would probably pick the PS4. This is an answer that I'm going to explain.
You better.
Obviously. So
Disappointed.
with the PS4, I have now. This service does work. Just my internet is ass when it comes to its upload speed and its download speed in relation to what a lot of people online have. But it does work somewhat on my connection. The PlayStation Now, where you
I don't think we have that.
where you can stream games, and now this has games from PS2, PS3. So technically it's backwards compatible. So all I'd have to do really is upgrade my internet. So if I had this PS4 exclusively for the rest of my life, I'd be able to play all of those games as well as the PS4 games. And so I think it's probably why I would pick that. Because eventually
I have a question actually.
Yeah,
it does cost a fair bit though.
Yeah.
To Bill, what consoles did you grow up playing? Was it like a PlayStation thing or a Nintendo thing? Because it's either one of the two. Because I think you're too young to be like, oh, Sega.
Yeah, I had a Sega primarily because my dad did, and I didn't grow up playing that. Like that just existed in my house because my dad played games, and so the first console I ever had of my own was the SNES. But I think as far as
You're older than I think you are because my first console was the N64.
Yeah.
I'm 22.
What?
See, I'm 24, and
yeah, maybe they just got him an old.
Yeah, maybe you just got an old console.
Yeah.
Maybe he got it when the N64 came out and SNES prices just dropped.
Yeah, probably that. I had the Super Nintendo, and then I remember when the N64 came out. It was not long after that because my cousin at the time, Blockbuster allowed you to rent N64s from their store locations. So my cousin, I remember him renting that and playing Mario 64, and I remember the one thing I said out loud was, "Wow, you can see their butts because you can see behind them. It's 3D. It's like whoa." So as far as what I grew up playing, I mean, I kind of had the mix of stuff. Like I had everything, but I think I played the most probably PlayStation. More PlayStation. That's probably why I never beat a Zelda game. Because as far as what I played most of my stuff on, it was usually the PlayStation. I played a lot of SquareSoft games.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that had an influence in your choice of what console you would have picked. So I guess sort of, yeah.
What is the library like of Sony Now for $20 a month?
See, it's just a weird system. They have games that you get access to by subscribing, like for sure, like definite. And then there's other games where on top of your subscription you pay to rent them. But as far as the games like available to you on subscription, like I had the free trial, and like most of the Uncharted's were there. BioShock Infinite was there. A lot of games that you would, the bigger name AAA titles from last gen were there. As well as some like weird oddball ones, like Sonic Generations was there. I don't know, I mean, whatever. But which isn't a bad game. But
surprised to see that apparently The Last of Us is on there.
oh
It's
wow,
a bit weird because after 2 months of subscribing to PlayStation Now, if you only played Last of Us, you could have just bought the remastered one, which is far better.
yeah. I guess one thing about PlayStation Now is that you can do it on your Vita. So maybe they don't have a PS4 or a PS3. I mean, it's kind of odd that you would have a Vita but not any of those. But you can do all of the PlayStation Now games on your Vita. So you could play Last of Us on your Vita. You could play everything. I should have said that. But it's an interesting service. I wish I had better internet to fully take advantage of it because it is neat. And you do get like trophies for it. Like when you play BioShock Infinite, which is a game I tried playing on it, it logs you in like you're on PS3, like like the notifications and the way they look in the top right corner, and you get trophies, and it's neat, but it does require a good connection to take advantage of it. But
I think how people call I just don't think it's worth the money for me, at least.
You know how people call achievements Chivos?
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Apparently people call trophies Trophos.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lick of sense.
That's not abbreviating anything.
I hope
Isn't that putting an extra syllable?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It just feels like it.
You're just being a dickhead at that point. Trophos.
Yeah. You can call them tropes.
If any of our listeners say trophos, just what the fuck, man?
You trofo.
That's why you insult someone every week.
Yeah.
Every week? Like, this is a weekly podcast.
It is now.
Every occasion.
Oh, it said it. See you next Monday.
Boom.
But it's Sunday.
Yeah, but
they'll probably be listening to this. Yeah,
I know.
Well, you've ruined it now. God.
Fucking Aiken Ross.
As if anyone listens on Monday. It's all about the Tuesday audience.
All right, so there's that question. Now we have a lot of them, so we're gonna move on swiftly. This one is by Lou Bega, sitting by the anime reviews.
Lou Bega.
Isn't Lou Bega the Mambo number 5?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting the music references, guys.
You did it.
Hey. All right. He asks, which genre of games do you least enjoy?
RTS.
Sports. Like the proper sports FIFA type game.
I've never played one of those, so I can't say I don't enjoy them. But
the ones I've played, I've not enjoyed. I don't like horror either. I have a far too active imagination. Like I can terrify myself right now.
Well, the good news for you is that apparently Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is supposed to be out today.
Why do they keep making those games?
Because
to expand the
money.
lore. And to make money. Because YouTube bait.
Yeah. I can't say I blame the guy who keeps making these
he's
because you might as well get your money while you can.
He doesn't even need to sell them to regular people. He just sells them to YouTubers who then make a lot of money off him. So it's a good system.
Yeah.
He sells it to thousands of Let's Players, makes a profit, and Let's Players just scream at a game, and they make lots of profit.
Yeah, it's a good system.
Win-win.
I'm not keen on horror games. Like, to be honest, it's better me going, I like this kind of game, rather than me listing off the kind of games that I haven't played or not too keen on.
Yeah.
But I'm not big into RTS things.
I don't think I like Otome games. They seem to be cruel to me right now. I played the demo of Dandelion. I own Dandelion now as well.
Oh, I didn't get to talk about Dandelion this week. Next week.
You sure? Do you not want to talk about it now?
No, it's fine, because we've got like 15 questions to go through. It's fine.
Okay, well, I got the bad end in the demo that Ebby had never seen in Dandelion and couldn't understand what I was talking about. Because Otome games, I'm awful. Otome games are dating sims for women. In case you didn't know. But now Steam recommends hundreds of them to me. Hundreds. Every single Otome game on Steam.
No, every Otome game on Steam, there's like 5 of them. There's not many.
I will find how many I'm being recommended.
There's Backstage Pass, which is in early access for no fucking reason. Hassful Boyfriend. There's Always Remember Me.
They might just be recommending me
Dandelion,
general anime
Nameless.
crap. I've got
Pirate Heart.
Remo.
Excellent
Russian
pronunciation.
title. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Where's your
Secret of
from?
the Magic Crystals.
Yeah.
I mean, Fading Hearts.
Mm,
I'm just getting a look. I can't tell what's an otome and what's because I'm a
it's just an
dude.
anime
Because
theme
everyone is
thing.
so androgynous. These people could be men. They could be women. Unless they're in bikinis, I can't tell.
Kinross gets confused by people.
Yeah, people confuse me. Unless you're in a bikini, I don't know whether you're a man or a woman. Bikini or bearded. If you're in a bikini and bearded, I'm still just as thrown. So don't do that. But yeah. What about you, Bill? Least favorite genre?
That was probably really loud. I'm sorry. Least favorite genre. See, I want to say MOBA, but at the same time, like when I'm playing a MOBA with like people I know and like, it's okay. Like I don't hate playing them.
You
You just
used
hate
to
to play.
hate on MOBAs so bad.
Yeah, I hate them. I
Used to
hate
be like,
them
fucking
because
Yoker, I'm playing on League
they
of Legends.
are
Fucking
they
hate
are
you.
disgustingly dense, and like to the point where like I don't want to play them. But like Heroes of the Storm is okay because that's not as dense, and like it takes a lot of the fat off of the MOBAs. But at the same time, I guess I could say like I'll never play Dota 2 because like I'll never be at a point in that game where like I have so many other games I'd rather play than spend 70 hours a week trying to learn how to play Dota. Like it's
People
like
are already too good at those games.
yeah, like it's like I
worth
enter a
joining
Dota
it.
match and even the worst Dota players will wipe the floor with me. Like and plus the control schemes suck. Yeah, I guess MOBAs. Fuck MOBAs. Yeah, I like Heroes of the Storm, but fuck MOBAs. I don't want to fucking play a MOBA. Like the games are so long. Like fucking half hour you gotta dedicate, and then most of that half hour is you probably getting yelled at by some jagoff. So I
Yeah.
mean, you just spend your time just. I mean, okay, if anyone wants to say anything to you, oh you suck, just say I know. Like they don't know what to say to that kind of shit. Like they're not expecting you to submit. Like they want you to fight back so they can just keep ripping on you. So when somebody rips on you in a MOBA, just like submit and just be like, yeah, whatever, man. I know I suck, and then they won't care.
I know you suck, but what am I?
Yeah, or just ask them to kiss you on the lips. I think there's so many ways to dismantle somebody. I've done this with like YouTube trolls too, like people who comment on like a video of mine or they say something like, "Oh, your hair is stupid" or something. I'm like, "Well, how about you kiss me on the lips?" And then they either A don't respond, they give up, or B they respond and be like, "Yo, what the hell's the matter with you? Like you won." Like I did that on WoW. People would do that to me. Some guy was flipping out at me because I was killing the mobs he was trying to farm, even though they were quest mobs for lower level. I don't know what he was doing. He's fucking stupid. And he sent me a message, and I'm like, "Oh, why don't you kiss me on the lips and make out with me?" And I have a screenshot of this. I can put it up on Twitter later. And and he responds back with something along the lines of like, "Yo, fuck you! I'll mutilate your body. Fuck you!" And I'm like, "What the? I just want to kiss. I just want to kiss, man." He's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You're so gross." I'm like, "Yeah, let me touch your butt." And then he's like, "Fuck you! I will burn you alive." And it's like, wow, like
in his defense, kissing is pretty gross.
The guy went full Rambo on me because I wanted to make a move on him, and it made him look worse. Like it was so funny to me. That's the way you do it. So that's Bill's lessons in handling internet trolls. Tell him.
I'm actually surprised at that because you've insulted your own viewers. Like every 10 minutes you insult your viewers. But if someone's actually causing you trouble, just pretend you want to make out with them.
Yeah, it's the
Be
best.
a friend.
It's the
Be
best
the best
way.
friend they ever had.
It's the, it's the
What would you do if they were like, "All right, I'll be there soon," and then just logged off?
Oh shit. Yeah, well, that's what it backfires. But yeah, probably MOBAs. And well, I like fighting games though. I mean, I guess Smash counts. I'd like to see fighting games I want to actually get good at. MOBAs I can give two shits if I get good.
There's a difference between fighters and brawlers, though. I feel like Smash is more like a brawler than a fighter.
I don't know. Every time I see like people being really good at Smash, I'm just like, oh, I'll never be that good. My fingers don't work that fast. Like, I'd never be able to be anywhere close to how good these guys are at Smash, and it's kind of disheartening. I'm just like, oh no, it's the worst.
That's why I don't play for glory.
I get wrecked in For Glory. A guy, I was like, okay, I'll go in there as Bowser. I think I'll do okay. I think I said this in last week's episode or not, but a guy came in and played as Rob and just beat me in like 5 minutes. Not even. It was sad. I felt sad. I turned the game off.
Is that why when we first played Smash, you couldn't join our game for like 10 minutes because you
rage quit a game before it had finished.
Yeah, that's what that was from. Yeah, that was.
I thought that it was like a weird bug that you'd been afflicted with, not because you'd actually rage quit the game.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, if you quit a Smash Brothers match, they give you a penalty, kind of like what happens in WoW when you leave a battleground early. You get like a deserters debuff where they don't allow you to join another game for like 15 or so minutes. So they do this on Smash. So I was trying to play with these two, and I had the deserters shame of quitting that for glory match, and I couldn't join one of them for like 10 minutes. So
I think someone's did bug out, and they weren't allowed to play for like 2,000 years.
Wow.
Don't know whether they fixed that.
They must have done something real bad for that.
They joined the... No, I'm not going to say anything.
But
Can we answer Stinus' question next? I'm excited about that one.
Oh yeah, how hyped
This is a real quick. This is a real quick answer.
Another podcast so soon? Madness. Answer.
Yep.
He asked, how hyped is everybody for Majora's Mask 3D?
So fucking hype. So hype.
I am... Oh, sorry. I thought you were finished, because you said it was going to be brief.
No, I'm just so excited because I get my new 3DS with the Fierce Deity link on the back. It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
We don't know.
Sound of DS is hitting my plate.
I bet Bill doesn't know about that advert.
Well, they don't call them Frosties over there, do they?
We have this Frosties advert. It's like cornflakes with sugar on them.
Frosted Flakes.
And there was this kid who used to sing the song for that advert. And the song was, "They're gonna taste great. They're gonna taste great. I can hear the sound of Frosties hitting me plate." And this advert went on for like a minute. And it was the worst advert that's ever existed.
And it ran for a good year. And I don't know whether the kid left school because he was bullied so much or he actually killed himself. One of the two.
I'll check him out.
I don't think he actually killed himself. I think that was a rumor.
Okay, I hope not. That was an amusing advert, but my God.
Did in by a sugary cereal. That sucks.
So yeah, that's what happens on British TV. You know?
I am on the fence about Majora's Mask. I'm looking forward to getting a new 3DS because I actually want to see if the head tracking 3D thing is any good. People say it is, but like with the 3DS before, when people say the 3D really works, you can't really tell unless you do it yourself. I am annoyed still that the graphic is upside down. Nintendo need to fix that, but they can't now. It's too late. But I have never beaten the first temple in Majora's Mask, so I'm worried that I've basically bought a 3DS and a game that I'm never going to play. Fortunately, I do have other 3DS games to play.
Majora's Mask is a hard game. I thought that game was so difficult when I was younger. I never got to play much of it though because my copy got stolen. But I've always liked the way that the game works. Like, there's another question that's like, what game do you think has the most interesting mechanics?
Yeah, let's transition to that because I don't have much to say about Majora's Mask 3D because when you guys are all playing 3DS one, I'm going to be playing the Wii Virtual Console version after I beat Ocarina of Time. So.
And we'll tell you how much better it is on the 3DS.
Yeah, and I'll be like, well, I'm just playing the hipster version over here because I'm not going to get a new 3DS right off the bat. I'm going to wait a few months to the summer and see.
I was going to wait.
If they announce anything over here.
They announced that.
As far as the normal one coming here, because that's the one I want. Because I have an original 3DS now, and the screen size doesn't bother me. I know the screen size on the new 3DS is bigger. So it's already bigger. So I mean, the XL is fine too. I wouldn't mind having that, but I want those faceplates like really bad because like they're really cool. And plus,
we get both versions in this country, so I don't know what the fuck America's up to.
Plus, the normal one's going to be cheaper, the cheaper version of it. So plus another reason I'm waiting to get it as well is because what I was going to do is GameStop has the deal here where it comes out on the 13th. Between the 13th and the 15th, if you bring your regular 3DS in, you get $75 off. But I'm not going to have the rest of the money on, like, first of all, why run a promotion like that for 2 days? you're losing sales. I mean, obviously you want to get the initial rush, like the week one sales, but like people are
Well,
gonna
then make it last a week.
People are gonna funnel in over time. Like, yeah, like keep it a week or two. Keep it till the end of the month or something. Like, let me come in once I get my income tax in, my tax return, so I can buy the fucking thing. But no, I'm not gonna have my tax return till the end of the month. So I'm not gonna get one yet. I'm gonna wait till the summer. But I am gonna get one. But I'm gonna wait and see if they announce anything different, like the original one, or not the original, but the regular size one. So that's why I won't be playing it right on release week. But I look forward to hearing what you guys say about it, though, on the next episode.
Yeah,
in the summer when you've picked up yours.
No, if we actually do one next week, we would have had it for, hopefully, if they don't post things by Yodel still.
I have never had a problem with Nintendo shipping. It has either shown up on release day, or in the case of Hyrule Warriors, it came 3 days early.
Yeah, you got yours 3 days early. Mine got shipped out 4 or 5 days before release and didn't get here until 2 days after. I was pissed. I was really pissed about that.
We'll see. If Nintendo are good, I'll at least have one.
One thing I am hype about for Majora's Mask 3D is really simple, but because the 3DS, and this works if you've got the Circle Pad Pro as well, if you want to move the camera around, it's a free moving camera now. It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not like just a snap behind your camera. That I'm excited about.
That's speaking of like that, like the camera controls. What I was thinking of doing, just like to playstate myself until I get myself one of the newer 3DSs.
Pro.
Well, yeah, just to get one of those. Because I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm not even like in a rush to even replace the screen size. Like I play it so close to my face that like it doesn't really matter. And I usually play the 3D off anyway, so none of that. But I was thinking of getting one just to do it. But then again, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna play besides Codename Steam, so I'll probably just
Monster Hunter, maybe.
Yeah, I can never get into Monster Hunter. I've always tried. I've always wanted to because the game series is so appealing to me. Like that's my kind of shit. But I can never make the leap.
That's always maybe that should be our Permadeath project for this year as we try to get into Monster Hunter, because I really want to get into Monster Hunter, but it seems like this impenetrable series at this point.
So pissed that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate wasn't a Wii U game like Monster Hunter 3 was. Like
I wonder if it'll come out at some point, but they want to try and push.
I don't want to play that on my handheld. Like,
because I mean, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was on the Wii first, and then it came on the Wii U.
So. Yeah, and it was also a 3DS game, and I've tried playing it on a 3DS demo, and you cannot fucking play that game. Now, okay, I have the original.
That's
3DS,
what the Circle Pad Pro is for.
My screen is small, and those giant ass monsters on my original 3DS screen are a cumbersome mess. So,
I mean, I think Abby and I have demo codes for Monster Hunter, so we can try it on the bigger one. Better one.
How about we do this though? We get the Wii U version of Monster Hunter 3. Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
I got it.
We get that, download. And then we try playing that one instead of buying the new one for price.
There we go. We can see if we actually like it before we do anything major, like buying. Because the Wii U one's got to come down in price eventually. It's got to be decently cheap.
Yeah, let's do that this year. Let's make that Permadeath 2015 goal. Try out Monster Hunter.
I like that you're making a goal for 2 people that aren't here.
I think Kubo has Monster Hunter already. So Kubo, welcome to the team.
Yokorama, I hope you're alive. I don't know where you are anymore.
It is still full retail price.
Oh God. F that.
40 quid.
Which is $60.17.
Is it actually? No, it is $60.89. So egg on your face. Speaking of eggs, double yokers at Marks and Spencer's from now on. Just saying.
Anyway, moving on to Raphael Kilmand's question of what are some of the most interesting, enjoyable game mechanics you've ever seen? Transitioning into that question that we were going to do like 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
Majora's Mask, like I was going to say.
Time shift.
The way that the time works in that game, having the time limit, being able to rewind time, go forward in time, and do all these side quests and stuff, and how it affects the world around you. So interesting to me.
It's definitely one of the more interesting ones that I've seen. It's definitely not one I've played because I've never gotten that far. I don't know about played.
And it's just the way that the masks interact with you as well, like all the effects that the masks have. I don't know if this counts as an answer, but Majora's Mask is.
I mean, he says seen, so you don't have to have played it.
I have played quite a bit of Majora's Mask. I just never finished it because it's fucking hard.
Mm.
But yeah, I really like the 3D mechanic in Majora's Mask. That's mine.
I quite like
Cool.
the shadow mechanic in contrast. The little bit that I played, you sort of meld, like you're doing 3D platforming, and then you turn into a shadow and start walking along shadows on surfaces and things, and then you pop back out again. Quite like that.
What's that in?
Contrast, I think is the name.
Oh,
I am not sure. The most interesting, enjoyable game mechanics you've ever seen.
Shulk from Smash Bros.
I like that one. I'm trying to think of anything like over the years that I've seen that has like made an impression on me. Shit, I don't know. I mean, most recently maybe the Nemesis system from Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, but even that underwhelmed me a little bit.
I don't know what the Nemesis system is.
I
don't get what it is.
It randomly generates orc captains like with their crazy it's pretty neat the way they generate it. Like every orc you encounter in the game is not in everyone's, like it's unique to your game. So you come across an orc captain, his name might be like Losbug Shitfuck or something, and he has
that
a
name
face
is unlikely.
and and you encounter him and you fight him. Let's say you defeat him but you don't kill him. He remembers that, and like, you know, he'll get stronger or whatever, and he'll remember your name, and he'll remember, you know, what moves you used against him and stuff like that. And let's say that he defeats you, he gets stronger, even more stronger, and like he'll like taunt you next time he sees you, and you basically develop like a relationship with these orcs as you defeat and lose to them and stuff like that. But it was underwhelming until like 60% through the game when you finally got the final ability that allowed you to actually take advantage of the Nemesis system, when I was already sick of the game. I wanted to just beat it. So even that game mechanic just kind of underwhelmed. I'm trying to like an actual mechanic, because I'm thinking in my head like Shadow of Destiny, my favorite game. It's time travel, but there's not actually any kind of mechanic to it. You just kind of the time traveling just goes in like terms of chapters. You don't actually control it yourself like in Majora's Mask. So I don't know. Shit. Nothing at this point. I'm just gonna stop wasting time and just say I can't think of one.
I mean, if you're talking time thing, then you've also got Braid, and you've got Life is Strange, or whatever the name of that game is. That's quite similar, sort of time magic-y, change the world. Gubbins. Basically, time manipulation is probably our chosen mechanic in any game that does it reasonably well.
Yeah.
Because time's cool.
Yeah. Simple question that went on for far too long.
Yeah.
All right. And now,
like the podcast.
The next question, I don't have one because I don't know a lot of them by name. I don't. You guys probably do have one. Your favorite video game composer?
Excuse me while I Google their name.
I have two that I really like.
Probably, you know, I might have one maybe. Probably, dude from Persona, Shoji Meguro Shoji. I think it's his name.
I really look up the credits.
I really hope that's his name. That guy's fucking wicked. All the music in Persona, and now we got that awesome sick track from the Persona 5 trailer. That guy makes a mean fucking soundtrack. And then Koji Kondo, which is like
Shoji Meguro. Yeah.
Yes, I got it right. Yeah.
Koji Kondo, of course.
Yeah, I mean, just some of the songs from. I haven't played Mario 3D World that much yet, but I just heard a lot of tracks from on YouTube, and World Bowser, that song, I love that song. I that song made me buy the game instead of Hyrule Warriors at the time. I don't know why. Oh, and
my suggestion to you is you could play it with your sister, so I guess get that one.
What is
Sorry?
Who's the Donkey Kong Country guy? David Wise? Because his music in Tropical Freeze is incredible. So
I have so many. Oh my gosh, I just thought of a bunch of them. Sorry.
Yeah, I did say I didn't have any, but now I'm naming a bunch of guys off.
So there's Grant Kirkhope. I love Grant Kirkhope.
What's he done?
Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. He basically worked for Rare.
He's the Rare guy. Yeah.
And I think I just like him because he gets so involved with everything Banjo-Kazooie related. Like when AGDQ was happening, Grant Kirkhope was just in a Skype call with the people who were speedrunning Banjo-Kazooie. And he's a really funny guy, but I like his music, especially in Banjo-Kazooie. And he did the DK rap as well. So that's him. I really like Koji Kondo. Kinross, I keep mentioning this concert that I went to, which was the 25th anniversary concert, and Kinross was there, but we hadn't met at that point.
Yep.
And Koji Kondo came out on stage and played Grandma's song from The Wind Waker, if you remember.
Yes, I do remember. I was there.
I was. I don't know if you went to the bathroom during that time, do I?
I didn't go to the bathroom
was there as well. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was a weird. Like suddenly, Aonuma came out and we're like, "Oh my god!" And then suddenly Koji came out and we're like, "Oh my god, he's playing the piano."
I saw there's some people there who just didn't know who this guy was, but they were like, "Hey."
You can play the piano good.
And then he played this really sad song, and he was just like, "Hello, is everyone okay?" And everyone's like crying. He was so upbeat. But I love Koji Kondo. He's fantastic. But the other one that I was going to mention was Lorne Balfe, who did the music for Assassin's Creed 3: The Tyranny of King Washington, which was just perfect music. Really good. But those are my three. Yes.
I am, again, Koji Kondo, and then with the addition of the other three guys, or women, I don't know who they are, who did The Wind Waker. So you got Kenta Nagata, Hajime Wakai, and Toru Minegishi. I'm awful with pronunciation. So those guys, because Wind Waker is by far my favourite Zelda soundtrack. And also Austin Wintory, who did the music for Journey and the Banner Saga and a whole load of other stuff. I can listen to that stuff.
Speaking of indie games, Danny Baranowski's fucking awesome. There's my other pick.
What do you do?
He does a lot of indie games. He did most notably the first Binding of Isaac, not the Rebirth. And he did the music for Crypto the Necrodancer. He did the music for what else? I'm just drawing it from Crypto the Necrodancer because it's one of my favorite soundtracks that have an indie game.
That game looks so fun.
It is really fun.
I've not played it, but
I was thinking of doing videos for it because it's such a cool game. But and also Soken, the guy who does the Final Fantasy XIV soundtrack, the MMO, the music in that game, probably my favorite MMO music next to WoW. See, I don't know the composer for World of Warcraft. I think it might be a group of different people throughout the expansion pack, so I don't know. Whoever composed Vanilla WoW, if you're out
Jason
there,
Hayes.
That's who did Vanilla WoW?
Yep.
That motherfucker. Him, then. That guy is one of my favorite. Wow, this is a long... I didn't know I was going to name that many people either.
A couple of other dudes, but he's the one in bold, so he's clearly the most important.
He's the big dog. Yeah, whoever did the Iron Forge song is I'll date that man if he ever shows up in my house. I'll buy him dinner.
Yeah, I can't find that out.
Well, thank you for trying anyway, Google man. So then the next part of this question was, are any of you interested in The Witcher 3?
Oh, that was Brian David Farr, by the way, who did the Iron Forge, I think.
Oh, wow. Nice. So him too.
I've got so many favorite composers, even though I didn't even have an answer 5 minutes ago.
I'm somewhat interested in The Witcher 3. I have not played a previous Witcher game, but I do own both of them. So I should probably get on that. But I played
a previous Witcher game, and I cannot stand the combat. It killed it for me. The combat is fucking awful, and I can't soldier through, I'm afraid. So I'm not going to play The Witcher 3 without playing the first two. So I'm not really that interested.
I'm probably going to play it.
So sad.
Only because I don't feel like playing the first two, but I probably should, but I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably just gonna play the third one. Probably people probably punch me.
The combat's better for you.
Yeah, I've heard things about the combat. My friend couldn't get into The Witcher.
Morrowind.
To The Witcher 2. Oh man, nothing is worse than Morrowind.
Die, you motherfucker.
Nothing is worse than Morrowind. I mean, to be fair,
I want to see you come back next week and be like, The Witcher was worse than Morrowind.
Like it was a different time back then. But May, I think.
it's not going to be next week that he's going to come back for it. Oh, he's playing the old stuff. Yeah, okay, sorry.
How about you, Kenneth? Are you excited for The Witcher at all?
No.
Okay.
I do have both the other games picked up during Steam sales. All hail Gaben. Never played either of them. I don't even know what type of games they are, but people keep telling me they're good games.
They're like open
Are they like
world.
Skyrim?
I think they're even more deep than Skyrim, to be honest,
Well,
because
then
I think
I'm never
the
gonna
way
play
that you, I think the way that you do The Witcher is that you have to research what certain things are weak to, so you can invest in, like,
that's the worst
whatever.
part of Pokemon.
It's more deep than that. Like, you know, the books in Skyrim, from what I hear, it's like you actually have to read the books that are in Skyrim to figure out what you have to do.
Oh,
like,
well.
I don't know.
They got my money, but they won't get my time.
All right. So the next question is also from Raphael.
You're on fire with the questions.
Yeah, man. I remember when these questions were coming in, like I was getting the Twitter notifications. It was just one after another. I'm like, holy shit.
I hope they stopped.
He asked what kind of service you think will replace Club Nintendo. I think it'll probably be a similar service. I mean, what
do you know what I want it to be?
What?
Better. I want it to be better. I want it to be a more equal playing field between Japan, not necessarily between Japan and the rest of us, because they get amazing stuff. But I want something similar to what the Americans had. I did not realize until it was announced that it was stopping that you get download codes for games.
We don't even get that. We
can
still
points.
buy Wii points, which is
Wii
bizarre.
points.
Wii
it's useful for Bill because you can buy Majora's Mask. But
I got Majora's Mask with coins. Because I had so many coins left over, I bought a whole bunch of old games. I got Super Mario World, Earthbound, Majora's Mask, a whole bunch of shit.
I don't mind that we're not gonna if we don't necessarily get good merchandise, because sometimes the merchandise isn't that good.
The merchandise is what bothers me the most, because in America you have the most awesome Smash Brothers posters that we don't have in our shop. So I can't have my Shulk poster unless I buy a copy that is not legitimate. And that bothers the crap out of me, because I want that Shulk poster so bad.
I think that if it's either, like, I would be happy if we lost out on one of those, but the fact that we lost out on both really annoys me. I'm more annoyed at the fact that I didn't know it was as bad as it is. If I had never known, I would have been like, all right.
European Club Nintendo is the worst. I know in America you can do like surveys to get extra coins and stuff. Yeah. We don't have anything like that. To get our stars in the first place, we have a mandatory like questionnaire that you have to fill out, which is pointless, because every time it's like, who's this game for? And you're like, 24, female, and they're like,
yeah, we have
advanced gamer.
We do it that way too. Yeah, we have the same shitty fucking.
But it doesn't realize that if you say there's only one user, and that is a female 23-year-old or 24-year-old, that it then says who will play this game most. You have to select that it's the female 24-year-old. It should be able to tell that. But we do sometimes. If you go to your registered games, you can on occasion get an extra 50 stars, which is nothing.
When I first started doing Club Nintendo, I remember doing the surveys, and I was like the open-ended answers, where it's like, what are you most excited about for this game or whatever, and they give you a box to type stuff in. I used to actually type the shit in, like, oh yeah, I can't. But like towards the end, like, and especially like 2 weeks ago or whatever, when I was putting in like Hyrule Warriors and Mario 3D World just to get my last ditch coins, like I would just fill in like for Smash Brothers, like one of my answers was like, because I want to fight Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
And then like my other answers for like Bayonetta 2, I was just like typing gibberish in, like just like slamming on the keyboard.
Favorite one that I did was for Tales of the Abyss, when I registered that a couple of weeks ago. They were like, why did you buy this game? And I had a legitimate answer, and I put, because they're Altera re-releasing his figure, and I think he's a bishy. And then that was it.
I found out that I could make those surveys half as long by saying someone else bought it for me.
Oh, wow.
So when I went on a registering spree, you just say, someone else bought it for me, and the survey ends right there. Pretty much. It might say, did you get the console with it? And you go, nope. And then you're done.
Shout outs to the guy who gave me a bunch of his points that he wasn't going to use, so I could get something with them. He gave me a bunch of codes, and I just got to put received as gift, and then I realized that it halves the survey.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm doing that from now on. Because it literally doesn't matter at this point. Like, I don't feel bad that I'm not giving them legitimate answers anymore, because they clearly don't give a shit about the service anymore. So
yeah,
whatever.
I just hope it's a more equal
What
playing field.
what I hope it is, and I mean, some people might disagree. I would prefer it to be somewhat of a subscription service instead of game based, because you don't really get a lot per game. Like, you buy a game, you get 60 coins. So I mean, in order to really take advantage of it, you got to spend a lot of money on games to like get the good shit.
Yeah.
So like, which is nuts, because I mean, like I bought a lot of games this year, like over the last 2 years, like 3DS wise and Wii U wise, and I mean, like I got a decent amount of stuff from like the digital stuff, and but I mean, like if it was like a subscription service where every month there's if you're subscribed, you get like virtual console games and like a fucking piece of, I don't know, whatever.
Golf balls.
Yeah, and like they could put a system in kind of like the way Final Fantasy 14 does it, which is an odd comparison, but they have veteran ranks, and every 30 days you're subscribed, you increase in rank, and you get access to different rewards, like a different horse or a different mount or a different type of chocobo in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think I could do something like that with Nintendo, where if you're subscribed like 180 days, you get to pick from this set of whatever, so that you stay subscribed. And as a promise, oh, if you're subscribed for 90 days, in a row, you get to pick from a digital game or something. I don't know, something that allows you to participate without having to go buy $60 games all the time, because like that's and then it leads to people scrambling to trade codes on NeoGAF and Reddit because they didn't buy enough Nintendo games this year to get gold or platinum level or whatever, how it is for Nintendo of America. So
I'm glad we don't have that.
Yeah,
we don't have any
yeah
tier stuff.
Oh, you guys don't have that, like gold and
Nope.
platinum? Well, because then
everyone's the same crappy brown.
Gold and platinum members get like a special reward at the end of the cycle then. So in addition to what we got to buy with coins, we're also going to get to pick a free digital game in April, if you're a gold or platinum member. So I just made gold by like one fucking game. So I'm pretty excited. I get another game, whatever the hell they're going to let me choose from. Last year, I got to pick Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D for my 3DS as my free game, which is nuts because that's a $40 game, and I got it for zip. So
for several $100.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, when you look at it that way, it's yeah.
I'd like them to not get rid of like the exclusive merchandise and stuff, because I live for that stuff. I live for exclusives. Like the last thing that they updated was the Link Between Worlds soundtrack.
I missed that.
Which sold it. Yeah, that sold out in a day. And I got it, and it's cool. But I just really like when they go, here's a Yoshi plushie, here's a Mario Kart t-shirt. That stuff, I don't know.
Here's Mario Kart trophies. Those were cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating.
That's okay. So yeah, the next question is from Daniel Hong. He showed up. He did show up.
He was pinged specifically for this purpose.
Who are some of your favorite and least favorite video game characters of all time?
I don't think I should answer this question.
I think that I'm going to predict what Abby says. Abby will say that Connor is her favorite character, and I've completely forgotten her name. The bint from Hyrule Warriors, the blue-haired one.
Lana.
She went on. She went on a roundabout. Yeah. That's my guess.
Connor Kenway from Assassin's Creed 3, favorite video game character. Lana, pretty much. I hate her with a passion. Sorry, Chloe Tecmo.
I knew you were gonna say that.
What? Sorry.
Well, pretty much everyone should know at this point. Pretty much everyone.
They've been listening. They know now that.
Yeah, because like in the early days of Permadeath, I used to be like, Connor Kenway, just so you know, such a good character, perfection in a character, and everyone hates me because of it. Because no one else likes Connor Kenway, but I do. Anyway, Bill.
Let's see. Favorite character. Shit. This is
No, I went through my pockets, and I obviously haven't worn this like cardigan since Christmas because I've got a Christmas cracker joke inside my
Do
inside
Americans
my
get
pocket.
Christmas cracker jokes? Like, do you have jokes in your crackers, or do you even have crackers? Bill doesn't have a clue what we're talking about, does he?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Do you in America have Christmas crackers?
What is a Christmas cracker?
Oh my God.
So it's a cardboard tube that goes on your table at Christmas dinner. I mean, you might do it for Thanksgiving. It'd be a bit weird. And basically, it's like a tug of war thing, and there's like a little explosion in the middle. And whoever gets the bulk of the tube gets the stuff that's inside it. There's typically a hat, a joke, and depending on where you get it from, it's either the worst gift ever created or half useful, sort of like a pack of screwdrivers, some nail clippers, a comedy-sized paper clip, a kaleidoscope, that sort of thing. And
So
they come with
have
jokes.
those in America?
That doesn't sound like anything I know of.
Okay. Well, they come with jokes, and I'm sure
they come with jokes, and they are like traditionally terrible jokes. That's why we call them Christmas cracker jokes. Yeah. So I found this joke in my pocket. What did one eye say to the other?
What?
No,
what did one eye say to the other? Between you and me, something smells.
Yes. I couldn't figure out what the wording would be.
That's a good joke.
But the psychology behind
save that for the Christmas episode of Permadeath.
The psychology behind it is quite interesting. They deliberately make the jokes awful so that everyone can join in on hating the joke for being so bad.
Because no one laughs, everyone goes, "Oh."
Yeah, it's like the British disappointment in everything. But at Christmas,
I gave you more time to think about your characters, Bill. So I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Do you have any?
My favorite character is Lana from Hyrule Warriors, and my favorite character is Connor Conway.
So beautiful. She's so beautiful. She has such a
Wait, what do you actually think about Lana?
I like playing as Lana. But I'm not invested enough. I'm not invested enough in Zelda to really have too much of an opinion. Like, I know the game's non-canon, and I look at her, and she's an anime character. You know, like you watch her, and like, you know,
just a character. She's just polygon. I don't really care either way.
Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion on her. I like her moves. So usually in the Warriors games, that's usually what I base it on, because like, okay, there's a story mode in all the Warriors games, but I always zone out like midway through because I just want to fuck shit up. So in Hyrule Warriors, like, I just want to fuck shit up. So like, usually I just pick who I think fucks shit up the most. And Lana fucks. Although Lana's spear weapon sucks. I don't like that weapon.
Yeah.
Her book.
The only cool thing about it is the fact that it summons the Deku.
Yeah, that's
not that powerful.
Really cool. That's really cool. Her book's cool. I like the move where she runs back and forth between and the move when she exposes the weak point where she like puts the fucking glass wall up and then busts it onto him. That's fucking badass. So I guess I don't hate her, but I don't have an opinion story wise because I don't really.
He doesn't care about her character though. He likes her as a fighting weapon.
I can agree with that then, I guess.
But But my favorite video game character, but sis, I want to pick someone from like Mass Effect, but I don't know specifically who I want to pick because that's my favorite video game like ensemble. Like, as far as a cast of characters go, like, I love the Mass Effect series, one of my favorites.
Garrus is the best.
Garrus is pretty awesome. I do like Edie. I like them all. I like this sounds shit 'cause I don't remember his fucking name.
Joker.
Morden, yeah,
hyperactive guy.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've never played one of those games in my life.
I just love Mass Effect. God damn. I'm gonna. So my favorite video game character is Mass Effect, and then my least favorite video game character
is Mass Effect 3.
Is it
the Reapers?
My least favorite. Fuck, I don't have a least favorite. I don't think. Nico Bellic. I hate Nico Bellic. There's my answer.
You hate his cousin.
I hate them both. I really hated the storyline I'm gonna go for. I like the game.
But not Nico Bellic. What about you, Linkin Boss?
I hate every single character in Final Fantasy 13 except for Sazr, the guy with the chocobo in his hair. He's cool. Everyone else can just be dead. The fact that they've made 3 games out of that game. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Sazh. It's Sazh.
Says.
Says as for favorite, I don't know if I really have one. I mean, the games that I felt most sort of relieved or tense about whilst after I've played them, it's probably Zelda. So I'd guess Link is probably my favorite. Midna's quite cool.
Link would be a very, very, very close second to Connor.
Yeah, I am currently enjoying Joel in Last of Us, but I've not finished that game, so I can't really.
He's great. I
comment.
was gonna.
He's got that cynical thing going, and I like that.
I was gonna pick him. Like in my head, I was thinking him, but
Then you picked Mass Effect 1 and 2.
Then I picked. I actually. Some people may not like what I say, but I didn't mind the Mass Effect 3 ending all that much.
How dare you?
It wasn't.
How dare you find value in the products that you have purchased?
It wasn't like that great, but it wasn't that bad. And
I think people's biggest issue was that the BioWare games are all about choices of some variety, and at the end, it made no difference. It's like the Telltale thing.
Yeah.
Except it lasted 3 massive games.
I mean, it came down to really none of your choices mattered at the very end. But the one thing that I loved about Mass Effect 3 is it put a close to every other storyline in the game, like all the other threads between all the other character arcs that are in your crew and villain-wise, that I feel like Mass Effect 3 has so many awesome conclusions to so many different arcs that stemmed from your choices from previous games, like certain characters and certain things existed because of choices you made in 1 and 2. Now, as a whole, maybe as far as the fight against the Reapers went, your choices didn't matter, but a lot of them kind of put closes to things as far as like smaller arcs were concerned, which I liked. Which is my favorite thing about Mass Effect 3 is all of the little conclusions to a lot of the conflicts that stemmed among your crew were put to a close, and they were awesome. I love Mass Effect 3 is my favorite game in the series for that reason. There's a lot of really great moments in that game. But
I don't know why I assumed that you didn't like 3 that much.
Maybe I said something in passing maybe that made it sound like that.
I don't know, maybe I've just confused you with everyone else on the planet.
You might have just had like a sour moment at, oh, that's the end. But still feeling like you can still feel like things tied up well, but if the last note is then that's the one that you remember.
Yeah. Well, that's I mean, when you have a series that span 3 games and such a large epic of a tale, like no one's going to be happy with the ending, especially when it's not as good as even it could have even been. Like that was it was a pretty flat ending. I mean, they added onto it for free with the extended cut, which gave you an extra epilogue, which was nice because before that the game just kind of ended, and like you didn't get to see shit. Like what the fuck happened after that shit? Like what did everyone do? Like there's so many characters in that game. What the fuck did they all do?
Died.
So they added that on, which lets you see the what everyone was up to afterwards, and how things maybe might have rebuilt depending on what you chose and everything, and that was cool. I mean, that was nice of them. They didn't have to do that. But
they probably did to save their own skin, to be honest.
Yeah, they had to. There was so much backlash. Yeah, I want to say something, and it might piss people off, but that was so cringeworthy to me when that game came out and everyone flipped out about the ending. That whole campaign where everybody on the internet thought they were some kind of like fucking soldier, and they would always like hashtag and like hold the line. Like shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Hold the line. We gotta change this. Hold the line. Shut up. It's a video game ending. What the fuck? Calm down for a minute. Like what the fuck?
As much as I love gaming,
God damn.
Sometimes I feel like gamers as people can be quite over the top.
I hate
not all of them. Not all of them.
I hate them. There's a contingent of people on NeoGAF who are canceling their Bloodborne pre-orders because there's shields in the game. What the fuck? Because there's
yeah, this is actually something I'm going to say. The people who are boycotting Nintendo now because of this affiliate program, don't do that. Because that's not going to change anything.
I mean, you can boycott playing Nintendo games on YouTube,
by
all means, but that doesn't mean don't play the game.
I'm going to talk about it, goddamn. Yeah. There's a legal department at Nintendo, and they are the ones that have come up with this idea of splitting revenue, okay? That is not Shigeru Miyamoto sat in his office going, I wonder how Nintendo could get more money. He's making games. Don't not buy those games because you don't agree with the legal department. Just don't play them on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, just don't play them in a capacity that the legal department gets involved.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just needed to get that out there because people who are like, I'm boycotting Nintendo now. Not what you should do. That's not going to help anybody. Yeah, sorry, continue.
What was the question?
What's your favorite video game character?
My favorite video game character is the Nintendo legal department in Smash Bros.
But yeah. So the next question, I'm only gonna pick one of Neo Aces here because running out of time. We're over 2 hours.
Well, there's 3 questions. You got to pick one.
I'm gonna pick this one. He asks, what two genres would you combine to form the ultimate genre, or what 2 games would you combine to form the ultimate game?
I'm going to very quickly answer, though.
Yes.
The favourite glitch is probably anything from Sonic Boom or Shaun. Those are my favourite glitches in games.
Oh, dude, that Shaun glitch is incredible. Is that the one where it's like the end of the
Shaun!
game? And
he's just running around and he doesn't stop shouting.
That's probably my favorite too. I'm glad you answered that. I actually would have forgot about that one if you didn't say it. So yes,
we started the episode with it.
Yeah, and I forgot there was a glitch that involved it.
You thought it was intentional.
Well, he does yell it earlier in the game, so I thought you were talking about that part. Where he just yells it because like he's yelling it because he wants to find his son. But yeah, the glitch is hysterical. That's that's really funny.
I don't think I know about that one.
That's probably my favorite.
I'll link it to you.
I'm gonna search that. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is a hard one.
So 2 genres.
Can I just combine Skyrim with Fallout? Because that's what Fallout 4 is gonna be, and that's what I want. That would be my perfect game.
Excuse me, I burped.
Can I do that? Is that allowed?
It's
allowed. They're the same genre.
Yeah, wait.
Well, I mean, it's sci-fi RPG and fantasy RPG. So you want a sci-fi fantasy RPG?
Sure, why not? But no, because they said if you could combine 2 games.
Oh, 2. I thought we were answering the genres one.
I thought we were answering both. I want the overworld of Skyrim, that sort of size, and that questing stuff going on in the new Fallout game. I want that. Yeah, pretty much. Just nuke Skyrim. Call it Boston. No, I don't know. I don't know about genres, to be honest. Like RPG and something. I don't know. Help.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'd like to see a Mario and brawler, sort of like Hyrule Warriors, but with Mario. That'd be good.
Well, yeah.
Good games.
I would love that. Bashing Goombas hundreds at a time. Oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Sorry.
I don't know whether that was lag or whether you actually said it that slow, but it was hilarious.
I think I'm gonna say it slow. I don't remember. I don't know how it sounded on your end though, so I can't comment.
No one will know.
Anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have an answer for that one.
I want them to make a Pokemon MMO because could they please just fucking make it, please? Could you please just fucking make it, Nintendo? Come on, man.
Have you played
Pokemon
MMO?
I'll still that good. Answer.
Pokemon MMO, but like a good one, or not even maybe.
You're talking like Bethesda Pokemon that everybody wants.
Yeah,
Bethesda Pokemon.
Like maybe not even like an MMO, maybe like what they're doing with Dragon Ball Xenoverse, where like there's a social hub town, like the cities you can see people in, and you could like battle and like kind of like Destiny, like where it works with the tower. Like the tower is a social hub where you can meet other people, and then you can go out in the world and you see some people, but it's not massive. Multiple.
Yeah, I think that if it, because like when I think MMO, I tend to think more along the Warcraft thing with millions of people all in one spot. If it's like the Destiny thing where there's like a battle arena type thing, but on the whole it's like a general open world Pokemon game, that'd be pretty good.
It'd be
I'd
sweet.
like that.
It'd be really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, maybe something kind of Destiny-like with Mass Effect, because I feel like Mass Effect has a better world than Destiny, but I like Destiny's gameplay. I like it's like I said, like I like the whole idea of a social hub and then going out and doing sweet shit while exploring the world. But putting Mass Effect's world in the gameplay style of Destiny would be, I wouldn't mind that. Keep it third person though. Don't make my Mass Effect first person. All right.
Amen.
I think that's it.
See, we did get through them all. It ran a little bit long, but
we answered all your questions.
It?
We answered everyone's question. Maybe we didn't answer all of the questions you asked. Well, technically, no, we did. We talked about a glitch. We talked about Sean.
Yeah.
All right. I feel very accomplished. I'm gonna go finish editing my video now.
But are we going to be back next week? Is this a weekly podcast for the time being? Because I don't know what's happening.
For the time being, welcome to the Permadeath podcast. We are a weekly podcast where we talk about video games and sometimes birds, and at other times we like to insult our viewers.
We need to play Hatful Boyfriend.
We should play Hatful. We should play that anyway. Just what we should start doing. Not
each week nominate a game.
Yeah. Maybe not like immediately. Like maybe like we pick a game and we all play it, and so we can all talk about the same game.
That's how we get through our Steam backlog.
We can sort it out, and then we can keep playing that game if we choose. And then like on the episode, we could talk about it whether or not we're going to actually continue playing it. We can give our quick little 1 week impressions, and then each of us decides whether or not we're going to keep going with it or we're going to drop it.
Well, let's do that. That sounds fun. Hatful Boyfriend. Yeah.
All right.
So you're going to play Hatful Boyfriend for this week?
Maybe. Because I don't actually own that.
Or the week after.
I don't own that game.
We've got Majora's Mask coming out.
I don't own that game yet. We should look at our Steam libraries and see what we all have.
Should we just do Majora's Mask, maybe?
Am I? Oh yeah, we'll all have Majora's Mask. But am I coming back? Do the people have to put through with me again?
If you'd like Ken and Ross back on the show, please vote with your telephone.
Please dial.
Yeah, please dial.
I think it's better to say if you don't want me back, leave a vicious tweet at.
Don't do that. Ken Ross is really nice. Don't do that.
You didn't notice I sent the vicious tweets to Bill, not to me, okay?
Oh!
Who knows? We might have Kubo. We might have Yokorama.
That was maniacal, Ken Russ. The way you laughed after that was like something like it was already happening.
My wheezy evil laugh.
It was already happening at that point. Like, but yeah.
Please don't send anything.
But next week we might have someone. We might have someone back, but I think Yokorama's sort of on hiatus for now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with Kubo. So
we could probably.
We'll see.
We'll talk about it. He's available at just at different times, but we could probably sort it out. But yeah. So from me to you, everybody. I hope you guys have a great week.
We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Please vote for Ken Ross to not be on the show.
Oh.
Please.
He just wants to leave. He doesn't want to be here anymore. But we keep inviting him and he can't say no.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm British and polite.
Have a great Lana Day and chuff your day away.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I am.
Bye.
Bye.